But the mind moves faster. This is not luck, this is discipline. Mind pillar. Take me higher tonight. Do it all, we're chasing the light. Crypto dreams and neon skies. We rise again, we never die.
Alright, legends, it is Friday. I'm sure you're getting ready for the weekend. Let's do a little bit of a live stream here together, and also some stuff I want to talk about. Okay, hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is 10:15 here in South Africa in the morning, so quite a early live stream here. And let's just get the disclaimer out the way. This content, remember, is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. I encourage you to do your own research. I share with you how I approach the markets, and I'm just a crazy dude here on YouTube, guys, sharing with you how I trade from a day trading and swing trading and investment perspective. Let me just do something. Let me switch myself on over here. I have changed my setup. There we go. I have changed my setup a little bit. And so I just need to, if I stuff up, I need to get used to the settings. I've switched some screens around because I'm getting ready for something a little bit later this month. Okay, so I'm testing out new settings. I am traveling. Let me just move up. I am traveling the end of this or the beginning of next month, so I'm testing some new stuff. Okay, my travel package. I'm testing my travel package. Right. Legends, remember to smash up that like button if you haven't done so already. And let's get the party on the road. So, something I want to talk about before we get the technical analysis here on the way, and I'll most probably mention it throughout the stream as well. Today will be a little bit of a longer live stream. Okay, but you will not see Andy today. And then myself and Andy had a discussion last night, and we said, okay, we want to deliver more value to the community. How do we do that? Okay, because we are both focused on the community and YouTube at the same time. So what we discussed last night is to say that we're going to test it out, see how it goes. But one day I will do a long live stream. Okay, and then the next day Andy will do a long live stream. And so we will rotate. But on the days that Andy's not doing a live stream, he'll be inside of the community, providing trading setups, updates, maybe private live streams, whatever the case might be. It's just going to go crazy inside of the community and vice versa. When I'm not on YouTube, I will be inside of the community. I want to spend more time inside of the community. Andy wants to spend more time inside of the community. Okay. And the only way to do that is for us to not be focused on everything every single day. Okay, time is limited. We also have other things to do. So you will not see myself and Andy every single day. You will see us alternate between days. We will do longer YouTube live streams. But Andy, I know I posted some updates already this morning inside of the community, which I'm going to talk about now. And so guys, Andy should be posting some updates. I'm not sure what he's planning to do with the community, some updates, scalping scenarios. Okay, I think Andy told me he's going to have to dust off his scalping skills. Okay, so to catch a couple of scalps. I got stopped out of a scalp this morning. tiny little loss, but I'm still well positioned in the trades that matters. Okay, scalps for me, I can scalp the range between the two trades that I'm currently in. Yeah, I will talk about that, but let's first say hi to the amazing community. Let me know what you guys think, but that's something that we are going to try out. So I am going to be live a little bit longer today. Okay, I'm going to see if I can push for 2 hours, 3 hours. We'll see how far we get. So the format of the live stream, I think, is going to change a little bit, because you're going to see me do analysis where I'm trying to figure out and not come prepared as much. Okay, depending on what day and how the day plays out. But when I do an early live stream, guys, I usually take the mornings to prepare. Okay, and then I do a YouTube live stream where I've already done the preparation. So I've got everything in folders. Now you're going to see me figure this out. Okay, what do I do as a day trader every day? How do I scratch my head and swear my computer? Okay, because it doesn't make sense. Right, so smash up that like button if you haven't done so already. And yeah, let's get the party on the road. Much love, Devil, Pas Maria. Thanks for joining the live stream. Ruiz, I already tapped the like. Thank you so much. Okay, I see all the mods here in the house first today. Ooh, overwhelming the chat section here at the moment, but I'm sure people will continue to pop in. We've got 118 people live here at the moment. I'm sure the number will increase as the day progresses. Okay, Mind Pillar Take Me Higher. That's an amazing song. My brother put that song together for me. He put a couple of versions together for me. Took him a while. And that's why I posted the song in the community and I said, finally, the song is ready. Let's go. And now I'm using it for the intro. Okay. 4-hour hidden bearish divergence. Confirming in 17 minutes, 4-hour time for a 4-hour candle. Okay, we'll check that out. Okay, but there's a couple of scenarios that I'm watching here at the moment, but I am, and I'll share with you guys now, I am positioned in a short that I spoke about yesterday in the live stream and along from a little bit lower down. I did add to that position, but I also took more profits from that position. So I'm hedged perfectly perfectly hedged. Okay, so Bitcoin needs to show me, well, which way it wants to go, and then I'll make money regardless. Either way, I'm going to make money. Okay. Devil testing his package. Mark Dutch. Hey, man. Right, I am. Morning, legends. Welcome to the live stream. Yes, that's absolutely hilarious. Lol. Okay, hello from India. Welcome to the live stream. Great to see you here. Google morning. Mods needs a mod. Yes, that's a good one. Right, morning, Devil. This triangle looks will break upside next week on Monday. This triangle. I'm not sure which time frame, Vivek, you were referring to. Okay, smash it. I did. Thank you, guys. I love the idea, community getting better every day, as it's already great. Yes, guys, we want to spend a little bit more time inside of the community. Okay, but also, guys, I think there's so many benefits, just not just through the community. The community will get more love. YouTube will get longer live streams. And myself and Andy can also focus a little bit more. If it's community day for me, then I can focus on the community. I don't have to worry about YouTube thumbnails, preparing, whatever the case might be. I can just, throw all my attention inside of the community. And when it's YouTube day, then I'm here doing live, technical analysis. And then the community will get the other side of Andy. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to test it out, see how it goes. Hi, Devil from Australia. Welcome, welcome. It must be like, what, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon there in Australia, more or less. Evening, Andy, however, longer live streams from Devil. Okay, I did. Okay, rejection now. Okay, cool, guys. Hello, Devil, and all. Hope you're well. Did we just front run yesterday's naked point of control? Well, this is what I now need to figure out. Okay, guys, so usually how I do my technical analysis is as follow. Okay, first thing I like to do in the morning is I go to the daily time frame, and then I just go make sure that I have daily levels marked out. Okay, I switch on my daily levels, and there's nothing. Yesterday there was nothing, but I see there's a fresh daily level over here that has no wick. This daily candle has no wick. Guys, I don't see this often. I don't think I have seen this in a very, very, very long time. A daily candle that doesn't have a wick. Perhaps the probabilities are going to be to go down lower and give this daily candle a little bit of a squeeze to the downside. But let's see. So what I want to do is just grab an old daily level so it stays in the same folder. Where is their daily level here? So I can just clone this little bad boy. There we go. I like to use my magnet so I get it exactly where it needs to be. There we go. Now I have a daily level. So obviously when price gets there, if price gets there, I will observe the reaction for long. That's how I roll. Okay, I will definitely observe the reaction for long over here. Maybe it's going to dip in here because I don't know, guys. I need to go and back test it, but I don't know when last I have seen a daily candle without a wick to the downside. This is very strange. Okay, maybe it's only on the Binance chart, but that's very strange to me. So perhaps the probabilities are high to come and sweep this little daily candle over here. And okay, now next I want to make sure that I've got my naked point of controls. I just want to make something bigger over here. I'm struggling to see the comments. Here we go. Okay, I can switch these comments off. Right, Devil, can you check monthly? Is there 1, 2 we're doing? Okay, we can check it out, guys. I'm just preparing my technical analysis because remember, I'm a day trader. I'm looking for a trading scenario. Okay, and I am already in a short and I'm in a long. Okay, so but in between I can still look for trading opportunities. So basically, if price falls down, I'll benefit from the momentum to the downside. Get stopped out with profits. That's what's important to me. This long already has a significant amount of profits. I did add ever so slightly to the position, but I still want to keep it protected. So I didn't add crazy and put my entry here and now I have to deal with risk. Okay, so this short was highlighted yesterday in my live stream. 0.88 crab, harmonic, butterfly, whatever you, godly, I will go through that again today. So based on the analysis that I did yesterday in the live stream, I entered a little short here. Okay, so now, can we find a trading opportunity inside of this range? That is what I'm looking for, because it doesn't make sense for me on my Bluffin account to go and look for a new long and short. I'm already hedged in that trade. What does make sense for me is to manage my trades and take profits. So if price continues to fall here to the downside, I will take more profits from the short that I'm in, because I haven't taken enough profits yet. Only $500, okay? But there's a specific level that I'm watching where I want to take a big chunk of profits from the short that I'm in. But I mean, nothing ever hurts by paying yourself. Maybe I should just scratch another 15% over here. Yeah, nothing ever hurts. Just paying yourself a little bit. Like, oh, nice. Okay. Right. Point of controls. How I usually, and point of controls is a big discussion. There's a lot of debate around point of controls, because they jump around from time frame to time frame. They are different on different exchanges. Okay, I'm just sharing with you that I trade the chart in front of me. Okay, so how I usually do it is I switch on the session volume profile and I look for a point of control that has not been tapped inside of this range. Sorry guys, my phone is ringing and I just want to see who it is. Spam. Always spam. I'm not sure if you guys also have a spam problem in your countries. Okay. Now, is that where price is currently getting supported at the moment? Okay, just want to clone this one. And then I can switch off the magnet. I don't need the magnet for this one. I just want to get it there. Yeah, it did get tapped. No, it did a little bit front run, but you can see where you're getting the bounce, guys. It doesn't have to get the bounce exactly at the level, okay? But there's a high volume cluster here. So naturally, it makes sense why price is bouncing here at the moment is because it's hitting a high volume node. But here's another one. But that's today's one, so I can't use this one. Okay, today has to finish before I can use this naked point of control. Right, so inside of this range, I see someone, I think I saw someone post a comment to say that did we just front run the damn naked point of control? Naturally, okay, if price comes back down and does that, well, that is an interesting trading opportunity. Okay, just want to make sure that I get these levels exact. There's a naked point of control. This one has not been tapped. Up for debate, okay? And what I will do is I will jump to the 15-minute time frame to see if it differs. You see, now this is now the little bit of the conundrum. Okay, so on the 15-minute time frame, it has been tapped. On the 1 hour time frame, it has not been tapped. What I also like to do is I will go and switch on my PVP, which automatically also gives you your point of controls. It's just a different indicator. And on this PVP, it's on the 15-minute time frame. It's there. Just want to see if it jumps around on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, then it also didn't get tapped on the 1 hour time frame. So when I see a little bit of a dispute, okay, like where the hell is the level supposed to be? There's usually two things that I can do as a technical trader, okay? I can go to the 15-minute. This is sometimes what I do. And I put the level at the 15-minute time frame. I go back to the 1 hour, and then I draw a box. And I say, this is the zone that is important that I need to pay attention to. So now it becomes a zone. That is the zone I need to pay attention to. And price dipped into the zone. It's currently getting a bounce to the upside. So definitely a trading opportunity. Okay, I'm not going to FOMO into this trade right now because the trading opportunity was at the lows. Okay, from a risk to reward perspective, no, I don't like it. If I missed it, I go on to the next trading opportunity. And also what I will sometimes do is I will go and check out another chart like Bybit, something with high volume. So let's check out the Bybit chart and do the same thing. It's also 1 hour, same place, exactly the same place on the 1 hour, 15 minute. Oh, 15 minute is all the way down here. So I'm just going to stick to what I have on the Binance chart. Okay. You can go crazy. You can even go to Bybit if you want, or the index chart, or, you know, the world's your oyster. Do whatever you want. Coinbase got tapped on the 15 minute, 1 hour. Also got tapped here on Coinbase. Okay, so naturally it explains why price is getting the bounce. Obviously, I did not have this prepared in time for me to take the trade. I'm already positioned in the short, I'm already positioned in the long. So I missed this one now, unless it comes back down. Okay, then I will pay attention. What some people will also do is they will literally just put in 2 levels. They will say, well, I'm going to pay attention to both levels. And whichever one gets the reaction, I'm going to execute the trade. Okay, so definitely an interesting zone where price is currently getting the bounce. Right, so now I have my daily levels, my naked point of controls. Guys, and I'm just talking you through my thinking process. I know this might be boring for some of you because you do this. You've been doing this for years already. You know exactly how to do this properly. But I know there's a lot of new people that will appreciate this type of content to say that, well, now I know, you know, what I need to do perhaps as a technical trader is prepare my charts for the day, not just enter trades blindly without any preparation. Okay. I have now missed this trade. I'm not blindly entering that trade. No. Okay. That's not me. I don't like to FOMO into trades. If I've missed it, then I look for a next trading opportunity. It's as simple as that. Okay. I'm going to go through the scenarios now to explain why I entered the short trade. I did explain it yesterday in the live stream, and the long, I've been speaking about that for some time already. Okay, so here we go. Now, what is interesting about this range, what I like to do is I take a fib from the low of the structure to the high of the structure. And I just try and see if there's some confluence. And now what looks interesting to me for another scalp long is that pivot, because that pivot has confluence with a 0.382. So if price, guys, I don't know what price is going to do next, but I need to have a plan to the downside for longs and for shorts to the upside. So if price comes back down, I want to see that. And then I will execute the trade here. Okay. So that's a plan for me. Nice little long here below the low. SFP weak. This is the 1 hour time frame. Definitely a bouncing zone. You also have this little order block that can provide support. Okay. You have a 1 hour order block right over here. So I can draw that in. You have a 1 hour order block just below the 0.382. So naturally what I would be interested in is, and I don't always get what I want, maybe price forms a 3-wave structure here to the upside. It falls down and it gets back up. So this little block just gives me a better entry. So perhaps I can catch it here before I have to enter over here, so I don't have to deal with a big stop loss. Okay, so already have a plan here to the downside. Very interesting longing opportunity, and that is the longing opportunity that's the closest to where price is at the moment. This is the closest. Yeah, I can talk about longs over here, but I would rather focus on the areas that's closest to where price is at the moment, because I don't have to wait so long for them. Okay. Nice little bounce here to the upside. I'm not sure if anyone caught this long. Not sure if anyone did. Okay, I really appreciate it. Can you post this as a video so we can save it and watch it over and over? Yes, well, it is on YouTube. Okay, so you can go watch it, rewatch it every time. Right, under the live stream section, it is on YouTube. So whatever I'm doing here is being recorded and saved on YouTube, so you can go and rewatch this at any time. Maybe you just need to make a note to save the link for this video so that you know which video I did the education. Okay, so that's up to you to do. Okay, right, because I know in YouTube you can save things, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you can save, right? I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Oh, my head, oh, you can see that. You can click the save button there, and then it saves the video for you. And you can even create a little playlist and say, okay, these videos are all my educational videos. These are all my music I like. These are all my whatever other videos I like. Okay. So, interesting range. Now I can remove the levels just to clean up the kitchen, as I like to say. Just clean up the kitchen a little bit. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just create a folder that says stuff that I don't know where to put for the day. Okay, and then this becomes my stuff folder for every day, and whatever I don't know where to put it, I'll just put it in my stuff folder. So that's some stuff I have in there for now. Okay, right, I will talk about that little scalp that I took this morning and got stopped out. So one of the scenarios which I spoke about yesterday was this harmonic. Okay, I know it looks very confusing. What on earth is going on here? If you've never seen an harmonic pattern before and you see all these levels, okay, it looks scary as hell. I know, but it's actually very simple. Okay, harmonic patterns can be found here inside of the chart patterns, the 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth options. The first one is harmonics. Okay, it says X, A, B, C, D pattern. That's harmonics, right? And then basically once you select harmonic, it gives you a little pattern that looks like a butterfly, something with wings. Okay, I'm not going to go through in-depth education because I do cover this inside of my trading course, but basically the principle of an harmonic is that it's also known as a reversal pattern. Okay, and it has rules associated with it. I'm not sure if I still have. I have something saved. Just want to see if I have my trading stuff. Recording script, music. Trading patterns. Let's see if it's in here. There we go. Okay, these are, can you guys see this? These are the basic harmonic patterns that I use. You get a crab, you get a butterfly, bat. That looks like the one that's playing out now, because the bat retraces all the way to the 0.886. So these patterns are based on Fibonacci levels. Okay, you get the Gartley, which is very common on Bitcoin. I see it play out all the time. And the CY, I don't know if it has a better name. Okay, but the two that I see play out most on Bitcoin is the bat and the Gartley. And then it gives you rules. From A to C, it needs to be between the 886 and the 0.382. So let me go through some of these. Let me make it. Not sure if you guys can see the bat. Let me just put the bat over there. Okay, so if you look at the red bat over here, okay, the red bat over here, it has some rules, and I might have to zoom in over here. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit pixelated, but I'm sure you guys can see. So it says between X and D, it can tap the 0.886, which it did. Tap the 0.886. Okay, guys, it's not perfect. It can go a little bit over or a little bit under. It's not perfect, more or less in that zone. Okay, there's the 0.886. It tapped it. That is why I entered the short, based on this pattern. Okay, So that is basically the trade that I'm looking for. And the reason I have the 0.618 over here is because this is, according to the rules of these patterns, this should be your TP1. And this is why I'm leaving that short for a little bit lower. If I get stopped out, what's important to me is I want to get stopped out with profits. And that's why I've taken a little bit of profits already. Okay. This has got nothing to do with Elliott wave theory, or this is just Gartley pattern, harmonic patterns. Sorry, Gartley is a type of harmonic pattern, but it's basically an harmonic pattern. And when price taps the 0.88, it's also known as a bat. I have seen, they're also known as reversal patterns. Okay, this is also known as a reversal pattern, where basically this becomes your TP1, TP2, TP3. So 0.618, when you take a fib from C to D, becomes TP1. Then C point becomes TP2, and A point becomes TP3, and then you can leave a runner. Right, so I've now positioned myself for this potential bat, and what is better than being positioned in a trade when it's a free trade? So if I'm wrong, because nothing's ever guaranteed in the market, okay, if I'm wrong, I will get stopped out with profits. And this is what I spoke about yesterday in my live stream. So I don't care how you count this from an Elliott wave perspective. I can see the pattern and I know the rules of the pattern and I know how to trade this pattern. So I execute my trade without trying to figure out from an Elliott wave perspective what is going on, because that's something else that I use. It's a different tool that I use from an Elliott wave perspective. Okay. Right, so there's the potential for price to fall down. Now this 0.618, okay, is also below that low where I'm looking for my long. So naturally, if price comes back down here, okay, I will take profits from my short that I'm in here. I will take profits from my short and I will look for a long, because I don't know how high. Maybe it does this and it falls back down and the Gartley plays out, okay, or it continues, right? It's just about how I manage my trade. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. This is basically the local bat harmonic that I'm currently keeping an eye on. And guys, I might pop in and out of this live stream. I also need to go and eat, make myself a smoothie, go to the bathroom. Okay, I don't know how long I'm going to be live over here, but it's going to be relaxed. I'm going to go through com section, gonna, you know, maybe see what you guys are up to. Maybe I'll jump here into the community and see what people are asking or saying, because what's nice about the community is you can share your chart so I can see what you mean. Because often people try and ask me a question and I don't know which time frame, where do you see the pattern. I can't see it because it's difficult to sometimes in words try and explain what you are seeing in front of your chart. So if you're inside of the community, you can just post your chart. It's easier to look at. Okay. Yes, there is a bullish case from here. Just want to switch on there. Someone is just asking, is there a bullish case scenario from here? Yes. Let me do this. Devil, is there any bullish case from here? And this is now where I'm going to go into a little bit of Elliott wave scenarios as well. Okay. So another thing I want to do is I just want to look at this structure, because I know that a range high, this little bad boy over here, can provide a shorting opportunity. And this is what I refer to as the range high. So if price continues, now naturally for me, that becomes a shorting opportunity, not guaranteed. I want to see how price is going to react over there. What I also like about that level is that when I take a fib from the high of the structure to the low of the structure, it coincides with a 0.382. So naturally, I don't care how you count this structure. From an Elliott wave perspective, I am interested. But I'm going to try and figure out, is there a valid count where price can reject from here? That I'm definitely going to try and figure out from an Elliott wave perspective. Okay. Looking at the structure from a bullish perspective, okay, the most obvious bullish structure that I see is that this is a wave A or a 1. This is a wave B. And price is now going up in a C wave. But this can get really explosive because this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either a diagonal and C wave is done and it falls over. Not common to see this, very rare. Okay, and that's why I'm giving the Bat Gartley the benefit of the doubt. Or this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. So I want to see this mess up here. That's also where I go into the RSI on the 15-minute, 1-hour time frame, and I want to see bearish divergence between these pivots. These are my favorite structures to trade, guys. Multi-nested 1-2s, when they do play out and I can see the 4-5s forming, they are my favorite structures to trade. Okay, because that is definitely a shorting opportunity. But then you know when price falls down, you protect position, follow your rules of your strategy, you get stopped out. It falls down again. And every time it takes the high, it chops the high, volume starts to, because you want to see the most amount of volume inside there. Okay, and then every time it makes a high, volume decreases. Volume decreases. Okay, it makes another high, volume decreases. So usually after this little bad boy, if I see another high, this is now where I get very, very interested in shorts, because I know the structure could be coming to an end. I don't know what's going to happen. No one knows. No one has that crystal ball. Okay, but I know what to look for. I know how to trade the structure if it had to play out, just like the Gartley, the harmonic pattern at the moment. I know how to trade it. I know the rules. Can I get in with great risk management so that when I'm wrong, hopefully, preferably, I get stopped out with profits? And if I'm right, can I make a boatload of cash? So I am positioned in the short and I'm positioned in the long. So if this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, well, then my long is going to pay me my dividends. Right, guys, remember, something has changed a little bit. I just want to explain what happened here in the description. Okay. The team took quite some time to put this together, but I think it might be a better option for most people, because usually what I do is I say, send me the word access. Here's my Telegram if you want to join the community. Now it's changed. Okay. To join the community, you have to go to my command center on Telegram. Here's the link. Okay, and it's an interactive bot that can also answer questions that you might have, special offers that I'm running, okay, and also where you can join the community. So you can go here, click the link, and click start, and it will ask you, do you want to join the community or do you have any questions? If I have special offers, that's where you'll see it. So it is a more interactive bot. Okay, because I don't have the time to personally answer everyone. Okay, so if you want to join the community, select this link and chat to my bot on Telegram. I'm also keeping an eye on the bot so I know what's going on there. Right, and because I know Andy's going to spend a lot of time inside of the community today, you will not be doing a live stream. Okay. He's going to spend his day today inside of the community. And then we're going to alternate. One day he's going to do a long live stream and I'm going to be inside of the community. So if you don't want to miss out what's going on inside of the community today, then you can go here to my command center, click start, and that's where you can join the community. Okay. Now, obviously, this becomes a very interesting shorting opportunity. Like I highlighted yesterday, when I take a trend-based fib from the low to the high to the low, it also aligns with a 0.786. Okay, maybe I just need to put off the prices so it just looks a little bit cleaner. Okay, there we go. So you can see 0.786 also aligns with a 0.382. So naturally that becomes a very interesting shorting opportunity. It's not guaranteed that it's going to play out, but it gives me a spot on the chart where I need to pay attention, because price could do this and poof, fall. Right, so I know what I'm looking for and I know what I want to see when I enter that trade. And if it does happen here live in the live stream, I'm happy to enter the trade. I will do it live here on the live stream. Okay, and remember, I'm just sharing with you how I approach the markets. You don't have to do anything that I am doing. Okay, especially if you're not experienced. I know we have a lot of experienced people inside of our community. They know how to manage their risk. Okay, and the most successful people in our community are the community members that do their own analysis. They look at myself and Andy's analysis, then they make their own trading decisions based on that. And sometimes they'll choose not to follow our analysis, and sometimes they'll say, well, this actually aligns with my analysis. I'm going to execute the trade based on my rules. People that blindly enter trades because I'm entering a trade struggle. Okay, because they don't know how to apply the rules for a specific strategy, and they don't know why they are entering. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should look at Nasdaq today. I saw CRV yesterday. I had it open. I forgot to speak about it, but I saw CRV had like a 17% push yesterday. Okay, well, I can have a look at some other commodities and altcoins and things as well, but I just want to focus here on Bitcoin at the moment. So the most bullish case scenario, just looking at the structure, this can be a wave 1 in a diagonal. This is now the most bullish case scenario. This is a wave 2. And it makes sense for this to be multi 1-2s. If this is going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, because you at least, if this is going to be a third wave here to the upside, I really like to see the 1.618 claimed, because that's very characteristic of a third wave. The C wave, if this is a 3-wave structure to the upside, C waves can also claim the 1.618, but it opens the door that this could be something a little bit more impulsive. Then what I would like to see is a retracement in a wave 4 and another 5-wave structure to the upside to go and complete the 5th wave. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you have a bullish 5-wave structure to the upside, which means the retracement becomes interesting for longing opportunities, but also shorts definitely will be taken along the way. So the most bullish case scenario is that price gets here $69,000. That would be interesting, because I know that a lot of people are calling for the lows to be swept again. And holy crap, what is this going to do to everyone expecting the lows to be claimed and then it doesn't get claimed? Pump it. Yes, it is pumping quite aggressively here to the upside. Now, I want to just jump here into the 15-minute time frame. I want to just quickly see something here on CVD. Now, there's some slight bearish CVD building up against this pivot. Okay, I can see some slight bearish CVD against this pivot, and where price is now, I see a yeah on Binance. Let me just yeah on Binance, but I now need to just switch off the drawing tool so I can do this. I don't see any. Ooh, and on Bybit. So let me do this and this, and now you can see a little bit of bearish CVD between those. Okay, basically it's doing the opposite. Then you know it's bearish. So if price does not take this high, the target is the low for this bearish CVD. The target is the low of the structures, because this could be an impulsive structure to the downside corrective structure, and then it builds another impulse back to the downside. So as long as the high is not claimed, it could get really nasty still to the downside. Okay. So most bullish case scenario, just to put it into simplicity form, okay, is that price. Did I put it here into a folder? Nested 1-2s is basically this. Okay, I actually did put it in the folder. Go back to the 15-minute. Most bullish case scenario is that price smashes to the upside. Okay, it invalidates the bat harmonic. And where I will be looking for shorts. But make no mistake, I will also be looking for a short in this zone depending on how price reacts. Because I know that there is also a way to count the structure as a corrective structure. It's not just bullish. Okay, so this could be A, B, C. Maybe that's a W. It has an X. And it forms another A, B, C to the upside, where I'll be looking for the short. And then your price has formed a W, X, Y, a three-wave structure to the upside. It rejects and falls back down. So definitely there's a count that supports a rejection in that zone. Which will basically be, I'm just trying to see how that fits into the larger structure. Because if this is A, okay, and this is B, and this is C, C has to end there. Unless it's that multi 1-2s where C extends. But it wouldn't make sense for a C to reject here. It has to be there. But then price should not claim the high. If it does claim the high and this is a C wave to the upside, it has to extend. Yeah, that's basically it. So although I'm counting this structure as a WXY potential, I'm trying to figure out how does this structure fit into this structure, because they have to fit into each other. Okay, and this is sometimes the conundrums that I sit with myself in the morning trying to make sense to say that, well, yes, price can reject here in a WXY. But this doesn't make sense in this structure. A C wave is not allowed to have a WXY. It's not allowed. Okay? Unless, just want to see something over here. A, B, C, W. Oops. Okay, so you have your W, X, and then you have Y maybe over there. And then you have a B. B is allowed to be a WXY. Yes. Okay. C to the downside. Okay. So then naturally what this could be forming. Sorry guys, I'm just brainstorming here. Okay. I'm just brainstorming over here. W. You're not allowed to have a WXY. You know, this is why it's so important to know the rules. You're not allowed to have a WXY inside of a W. Because what I was thinking is, what if this is WXY? But then also you're not allowed to have a WXY inside of Y. So it doesn't work. And this is how I try. You know, this is the crap that I go through in the mornings when I prepare for live streams. Okay. But sometimes, just sometimes, if I cannot make sense of the structure from an Elliott wave perspective, I will still keep an eye on the level, because I know maybe there's a count that I just can't see. Because I don't want to be the person where price rejects, it fall down, and I was like, I didn't have a scenario where price could reject here, and now it did reject and fell down. So I can still have my levels ready. Okay, what else? So another scenario that I saw this morning was that a leading diagonal. But then it means that this is your A or your 1. That makes sense. Corrective structure to the downside. That makes sense. This can be counted in a WXY. It can be counted in an ABC. However you want to smoke your boat. Okay. So B. And this could be C that's done over here. But then obviously in an ending diagonal, all structures has to be three-wave structures. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's three-wave structures in there. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's a chance that C can be done right over there. And now price is building impulses back to the downside. Okay, so in this leading diagonal, now I need to zoom into this structure. But if it's, oh, sorry guys, if this is a wave 1 and this is a wave 2, and now it's building up a third wave here to the upside, well, this could be your first wave inside of your third wave. Or it could be a bigger C wave, of which this is now either 1 or A. This is B. And C is still coming. This is only the first leg inside of a 3, 4, 5 to the upside. This scenario that I have over here, leading diagonal. They never carry the highest probability, but I have to consider it because we know, all of us know, that sometimes low probable scenarios play out. Okay. In this scenario, you basically want to see a deeper correction to the downside, and this is why I only started my Fibonacci's from the 0.5. Because usually in a leading diagonal, you have a deep retracement. And it can even scare people and tap the 0.886, and then it bounces back to the upside, which this becomes 1, this becomes 2, and it goes up for... Okay, either it's a, you can also label it an A, you can also label this a B, doesn't really matter, but you're looking for a larger three-wave structure to the upside. Price should not take the low. Okay. Right, but I think what is interesting about this local structure, okay, is that in the multi-1-2s, I was looking at it this morning, is to say that, well, I must say the multi-1-2s actually look really nice because you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correction in a three-wave structure. Beautiful. You have another 1, 2, 3, okay, and this could be 4, 5, okay, wherever that ended, and you have a three-wave corrective structure. So 1, 2, 1, 2. You have a massive impulse here to the upside, and then from the high that was created there, this could be an A, a B, and a C. Remember, the invalidation for nested 1-2s is the low. Price, whatever it does, is not supposed to take the low. So price can form an A, B, C, three-wave corrective structure. Maybe it's a WXY. I don't care. It can be a three-wave structure that ended over here, front run the naked point of control that I missed, and now it's building impulses here to the upside. So what I would like to see for the bears, for the bulls, if this is nested 1-2s, what I would like to see is the following. I would like to see this because of that. At least one more high over here. It needs to form an A, B, C. Oh, sorry, an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correction, continuation. Because for the moment, this move here to the upside is a three-wave structure. This is a three-wave structure, which means that this can be your impulse, this is your correction, and price falls down in a third wave. 3, 4, 5. Claims the low. So this little move needs to build an impulsive structure to get upwards momentum. And for the moment, it's a three-wave structure. So I have to be patient here a little bit, because the movement down is an impulsive structure. This is a 1, 2, what is this? 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see that that is a 5-wave structure. And this is a 3-wave structure. At the moment, this is a 3-wave structure, which means the probabilities are higher for now based on current price action to move down. Price SFP to 0.786. So as long as price does not claim the high, and then make it red, downwards momentum can be expected. Okay. If price does the following, if price consolidates here and it makes one more high, then the retracement is going to be an interesting longing opportunity, because this could be the end of a correction. It builds an impulse up and then it continues. Yeah, I know that first structure does fit better as a WXYXZ, but they are extremely rare. They are extremely rare. I never even consider them. That's how rare they are. That first structure does fit better as a WXYXZ, I know, but because of how rare it is, I don't consider it. I'm trying to find something different. Okay. Because also, if it is a WXYXZ, if this is a WXYXZ, or Z, sorry, WXYXZ, however you want to count it, a rare corrective structure, you still expect this to be the correction and you want price to continue down. Now this movement to the downside is not pretty as an impulsive structure. That's the problem that I have, that if something came to the end, I don't care what came to the end. I don't care if it's a WXY or if it's a WXYXZ. I don't care what it is. But if something came to an end over here, this is a little bit of a problem for an impulse. It feels like you have to kind of force the scenario in there. It's not invalidated, but then this is your scenario. Price has formed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a correction and you want to see continuation to the downside because something came to an end. So it doesn't matter how you count it, WXYXZ, WXY, ABC, okay, it doesn't matter how you count it, is that the move down doesn't look great. One of the things I saw is that if this is a fifth wave to the downside, well, it has to be an expanding structure, which is rare, never preferred unless everything else fails. So you ended a fifth wave in an expanding structure. Overlap. Okay, it's not contracting, by far most common. So you have to count this as, so I can see a contracting diagonal here. Great. That can be a wave 1. If this is a wave 2 over here, then the wave to the downside doesn't make sense because now you have a 1, 2, 3. Where's 4 and 5 for the third wave? Because you have the 4 and 5 over here for this structure, but your third wave is missing a 4 and a 5. So not pretty. The only way that I can count something bearish from this pivot is a 1, a 2 in a WXY, flat in Y, and then you have 3, 4, 5. Very ugly corrective structure, but it's not invalidated. Expanding structure in your wave 5, Very bad, but not invalidated. Just extremely rare to see that. So you have a mess with your correction, and you have a mess in terms of how the structure ended. And then also, from a retracement perspective, when I take a fib, also not an invalidation, when I take a fib from the high to the low, and price needs to form impulses to the downside, so if this is now a 1, okay, because something ended over here, this is now a 1. This is a corrective structure to the upside to form a wave 2. Now you want to see a dump to the downside in a 3, 4, 5. It also retraced very deep. It's not a common target for a second wave. Also, again, not an invalidation. I am already positioned in the short. So if this does happen, I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy if that happens. Okay, I'm happy to be stopped out of my long because I already took most of the profits. I already took most of the profits from my long. I'm now positioned in the short. Okay, I actually want to put my stop loss above the highs. Let me just do this. Because I don't want to get wicked out and then price leaves without me. I'd rather just leave my stop loss where it's supposed to go. Okay. Right. Remember, guys, if you want to join my community, you can go and send them, or you can go and click start here on the bot. Okay, join my community, go to my command center. This is my command center. It has a little start button. And then you can go and join the community or ask any questions about special offers, promotions, anything that we are running at the moment. You can get it all answered inside of there. Okay. Andy is busy. Well, I'm not sure if he's busy yet. Let me go check the community. I actually closed it. I just want to open this up and see what is cooking inside of the community. Let me open it up over here. Yep. Oh, that's Adriano. Very busy inside there, the community. Okay, I'm sure Andy is going to start providing some updates soon. There's still the updates that I provided, but I can see people are chatting. Let me just open up the chat section to see if anyone's asking me anything. Not yet. But basically what I wanted to show everyone is... let me do this. Okay. If you click on this link, you'll get to my command center, Devil's command center. It will have a little start button. You click on the start button and then you can say, I want to join the community, or I have a question. And it will, you will just prompt your way through whatever you need inside. Okay. Open this up back again. Also remember to smash up that like button if you haven't done so already. And guys, if you believe, okay, based on your analysis, because we all know sometimes low probable scenarios play out, because it doesn't, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter for me how you count this from an Elliott wave perspective. I saw the harmonic pattern, which presented another opportunity for me to trade this without knowing what the count is. Okay. The bearish count is that the three-wave structure is done and price falls back down. However you want to count it. Okay, and this is why I highlighted. I need to maybe throw all this stuff in my stuff folder. Okay, just put everything there in stuff. Okay, this is why I spoke about this yesterday. So it doesn't matter how you count it. Okay, if this is the end of something, and this is now building impulses to the downside, well, you have a pattern, harmonic pattern, that can be traded. The best entry was obviously at the 0.8. Okay, and yesterday I got stopped out at the 0.7. in the community, as price tapped to 0.7, I told everyone, if I remember correctly, I entered and then I got wicked out. But what I did say is, let me just bring this back up so you guys can see what I spoke about yesterday in the community. Okay. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know if you saw, but we are first on the Bluffin competition from a trading volume perspective. We are number 1. There was a team that was ranked number 1 that had massive trading volume. Something must have happened over there, because remember, guys, I'm not saying this is what happened, but remember what I said the other day in the live stream. I've seen people cheat in these competitions. They will take a $10 million account. They will just open and close positions without actually taking a trade. They will just open and close positions to drive trading volume. And that's how people in the past used to cheat. And now all of the sardines, number 1 is gone. Now we're number 1. But because I know we're not cheating. Okay, we're not cheating. We're trading properly. Anyways, guys, wild competition on Bluffin. There's a couple of days left. We have a big team. And it would be nice to share the prize pool amongst the members inside of this competition. Right, that's where you can join the WoW competition if you're not signed up to Bluffin. They also give you 25% discount on your trading fees, VIP 2. So if you're not signed up yet, there's the Bluffin link. This is how you can join the competition and join our team. And there's only a couple of days left, guys. I think there's only, 3 days left, if I'm not mistaken. Let me do this. Oh, it was here on top. There's 3 days left. 3 days, 1 hour, 14 minutes. Okay. Yeah, bearish CVD. So what I would like to see for this local structure. No, I don't want you. Why are you here? Right. Where was this? Where yesterday when I told everyone. I'm sure it was last night. What happened last night? Shorted this. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys, I missed it. Shorted this. Oh, can you guys see me here? Okay, shorted the 0.786. Got the reaction, got the pullback because it could be the godly. Okay, and I was looking to SFP this trade. Also the SFP from the highs. Got the SFP, and then I told everyone if I get stopped, I will look at the 0.88 above. Because I know the 0.786, like I explained yesterday, and the 0.88 are both harmonic patterns. The one is a godly, the one is a bat. But that's the zone I'm looking for the rejection. So the 0 got stopped out of the trade, okay, and then basically it looks like we got the bat. If momentum obviously continues to the downside. So we'll see how this plays out. Right, and more locally, what I would like to see is for price to form or to tap the 0.618. So I think if price comes down, okay, if price can claim the 0.618 without claiming the high first, so if price can come down and claim the 0.618, there's a higher probability that price is going to roll over. Guys, it's just a game of probabilities. Remember, it's not guaranteed. Because as long as price is chopping here in this zone, it can still make another high. Okay, price can still make another high, and then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the retracement becomes an interesting longing opportunity. So I'm just waiting for the structure to show me what it wants to do. I'm already, if I was not in the short, I would now be looking for the short. Okay, I would now be looking for the short. That was a nice little retracement. Obviously the invalidation for this impulse here to the downside. If this is going to form a 1, 2, and it's going to go down in a third wave, the high should not be claimed. That's the invalidation. This is why I have my stop loss. Yeah, just want to make sure that I do have my stop loss there. Yeah, I can drag my stop loss a little bit down. Tighter is always better. You just need to put it in the right place. Because if this is an impulse down, I don't want this high to be claimed again. And if I get stopped out, yeah, then I know there's a good chance it's going to continue to the upside. Right. Let me go through some comments, guys. I've been talking so much and I'm not going through any comments here at the moment. Mr. A Trader, welcome. What time frame are you using in harmonic patterns? Cheat sheet? Any time frame. Harmonics plays out on all time frames. 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour. When I spot an harmonic, ooh, yeah, I get very interested to trade that harmonic. And the beauty about harmonics, the reason I love harmonics is because the invalidations are so tight. Okay, it's one of the reasons I love harmonics is because when I spot an harmonic, like the best example that I remember recently on the higher time frame was this harmonic that I traded in the community. Is you have A, B, C, D. That was the harmonic that I traded. And this was, if I switch on my positions, let's see if I still have my positions here. Yep. That was the trade I took for this harmonic. There's the trade that I took. I traded this harmonic. There was many trades in between as well, but all played, all the trades inside of this range over here played out. But this was the trade where I actually got upset with myself because I took more profits over here for this trade. Okay, I left most of it here to the upside. I left most of it. Obviously, I paid myself, but I left most of it, and here I closed the position by mistake. I wanted to leave a runner to go and claim C and A point, which price did. Okay, and I got stopped out. Well, I closed the position by mistake, but here is a perfect example of an harmonic pattern. But the beauty for me about a harmonic pattern is that the invalidation is close. Okay, when I spot a little bit of a harmonic, price retraces 78 to 88% of the high. So you have a relatively tight stop loss compared to the low. Remember, the deeper price retraces, so let's say you were speculating that price could reverse and go and claim the high again. 30%, I mean, look at that big stop loss. 50% stop loss. Just because now, even if you enter here at the 50%, now you have a 1-to-1 risk to reward. It doesn't make sense for me. Okay, but when price retraces 70% or 80% of the high, well, that is a discount because now you have a smaller stop loss. And then when you know swing failure patterns, now that's where it gets interesting if you know swing failure patterns, because I remember how I entered this trade. Okay. I think there was a daily level. I can't remember exactly. I need to go and watch that stream again, but there was a daily level. Yeah. There was a level here. A level was here. And price made that low. And I said, not yet. I'm not longing. I'm not longing yet. But I am going to long when price hits the 786 and the level above. And then price dipped below, got acceptance back above, and my entry was right over there. Let me see where my entry was. I did save it. Yep, that was my entry. Right over here. But now look at my stop loss. I don't have to have my stop loss all the way down here. I had that stop loss. That's the beauty about swing failure patterns, is because you can be wrong, get stopped out, and have another attempt. But it bounced beautifully on the 786, and this was a stunning godly pattern that played out. And Mr. Osren, I'm not sure if he's here in the live stream, he was the one that pointed it out to me. I was like, ooh, nice. I think Price was here when Osren pointed it out. Price was over here. He already said, dear old godly pattern could play out over here. Lower high. Okay, 786, 88 for the bat. That's a godly, that's a bat. Beautiful, it played out. Nice little reversal back to the upside. Right, and now there's the chance for this little small one over here. And let's see how that unfolds. Local harmonic. So you can see I have a tight stop loss. Another way to trade it is you can have a bigger stop loss, and then because you don't know if you're going to get the godly or the bat. So you can build a position in the zone, have your stop above the high. There's a chance, guys. I mean, I know some people have asked me this question. You can put X over there. It's definitely possible, because from a timing perspective, it does make sense. You can even move your fib up a little bit. The right wing looks a bit wonky, but from a timing perspective, it still makes sense, because when I measure the time it took to form this wing to be, the high was formed after the minimum requirement, 0.382. So that is also a valid godly. Bat, sorry guys, bat. I keep on getting confused. And that was also a beautiful SFP from the 0.88. Fell down, back test, and now it could continue momentum to the downside. But I am still positioned in my long, because I know that there are bullish case scenarios where this could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and it absolutely rock and rolls. Invalidation is the low. That's nice. Okay, welcome. Just found your channel via CBM. Nice analysis, thank you. Fat Elvis, what a name. Welcome here to the live stream. Yes, this is where I do pure technical analysis. Okay, I trade harmonics, I trade Elliott wave theory, or I discuss Elliott wave theory. I do sometimes trade Elliott wave theory with confluence, support, resistance, Fibonacci levels, swing failure patterns, my D-line strategy. I have many ways in which I can exploit the market and scratch my dollars from the market. Okay, Devil, what are the conditions for to join your community? So, guys, I have changed this a little bit. You need to go onto Telegram. Okay, click this link to engage with my command center. Okay, and then if you have any questions, let me do this. If you have any questions, you can ask it here. I want to join the community. Okay, it will give you options that you can answer. It will tell you what the requirements are, but I can explain it to you in the live stream as well. If you have any questions, you can also ask any questions. This is basically Devil's Command Center, and that is where this link takes you to, so that you can get access to the community. Some of the requirements, and one of the ways to get in is it's free. Okay, you don't have to pay anything, but as long as you sign up with one of my affiliate partners, the link down in the description, and you make a minimum deposit of $500 in your account to trade with, it's your money to trade with, I will give you access to the community. It's as simple as that. So basically it's for free because you're trading with your own money. That $500 deposit that you make into the exchanges, I mean, you've opened up the account. I can't take that. You're not sending it to me. You're putting money into your own account to trade with. And I think you just have to send your UID. The exchange checks that everything is in order. They send us a thumbs up, and then you get access to the community. So it is a way to get access to the community for 2 months for free. And then if you stay active, you trade like you usually do, Okay, we could extend it. Right, so that's basically how it works. And for everyone else that's wondered, that's basically how it works. You can also pay a monthly subscription, but most people want the free option. Okay, it just makes sense, you know. Why pay a monthly subscription if you can just put money into your exchange and trade and get free access? Just logically, that option makes the most sense. Okay, can you make an update on ETH? Now that is interesting. Wick, I think I need to maybe open up a tab over here and let's make some time for ETH today. I'm still here. I'm still going to be here for a while. So let me just open up a little ETH tabby over here and we can definitely go and do some analysis here on ETH. Okay, let me just switch it there to the daily time frame. I'll get to that in a moment. See what is cooking. Ooh, what did I do over here? Like you guys can see, I've done some stuff over here. I've done some stuff. This must probably logarithmic stuff over here that I've done. This is a bullish count. Okay, but I can go through ETH in a moment. What I want to do now is take a quick little 2-minute break. Okay, so what I'll do is, guys, I am going to be here for a little while, so I just need some breaks in the meantime as well. I just want to go and get myself fresh water, go to the bathroom, and I'll be back. But what I'll do is I'll leave you with some music, okay, and you guys can just stare at my chart. All right, I'm back. Let me put the music softly there in the background. Let's see if this structure can form an impulsive structure here to the upside. I see, yeah, someone just posted, Devil, you're going to get stopped out of your short. With profits. I'm going to get stopped out with profits. That's what's important to me. If I'm wrong, guys, this scenario doesn't have to play out. I am in a long. I'll just benefit from the long here to the upside. But I'm also positioned in the short because I don't know what's going to happen. The beauty about smart hedge trading, okay, because I've seen people do that. Well, let me talk about myself. I used to do that, okay. I don't know if price is going up or if price is going down. So what I would do is I would open up a short and a long. I'll put the short stop loss here and I'll put the long stop loss here. And I will just hope for the best that price either just falls to the downside or absolutely shoots to the downside. And I'll take the knock. And then most often what happens is price does this. It stops you out of both positions and then it goes in a direction. That's the worst way to hedge. It's the worst way to hedge. Okay. Or another way to hedge is you're building a short. You believe price is going to fall down here. Okay. So you're adding to a position. Okay. You're adding to a position. You're adding to a short. And then you open up a long. Oh, I can't take the loss. And you open up a long. So at least you benefit from the momentum. You get stopped. It's just, that's the worst way. The worst, absolute worst way to hedge. Okay. The best way for me to hedge is to look for a long where I'm supposed to look for a long. As price moves up, I take profits and I protect my position. When I spot a potential short, okay, from the FIP, okay, that line is not necessary. When I spot a potential short, I enter the short. Price falls down, I take profits. So that when I get stopped out, I get stopped out with profits. But I still benefit from the momentum to the downside with a long. If price falls down, then I've already taken majority of the profits from the long, and then I benefit from the short to the downside. Now, shorting the tops, basically, and longing the bottoms is the best way to hedge, not in between. That's the worst way to hedge because that's how you bleed your account dry. And I'm sure a lot of you have done the same thing. Okay. So this is basically for me the best way to hedge. So if I get stopped out of the short, I will get stopped out with $1,100. If I get stopped out of the long, I'll get stopped out with $8,000. And it's not about me bragging. I'm showing you how I trade. Okay, because I believe it's the best way to educate. Put your money where your mouth is. Don't just tell us how to do it. Show us how you do it. So I'm showing you how I'm doing it. Okay, for me, this is the best way to hedge. I'm longing the bottoms and I'm shorting the tops. And I'm taking profits from both trades. So it actually doesn't matter which way price goes, I'm going to make money. Right. I think you will be stopped out. Yeah, Dominic, there's a possibility I'll get stopped out. And but if price does form a little 5-wave structure here to the upside, I might use one of my different accounts to look for that long. Okay. I did explain what I'm looking for here on the smaller time frames. Oh yeah, we didn't even look at the D line. Ooh, yeah, D line is powerful. There's not a proper D line yet, but let's see. So, can you take a quick look at SIM? Right, let's go through some comments. I think you will be stopped out. Bathroom music, yes. I hope you enjoyed the bathroom music. Hi, Devil. Maybe you could show how did you enter some of the SFPs and manage the position in zoom in mode where a small detail matters, like exact entry, enter candle. Okay, I can do that, definitely. D-line, so fire. Yes, the D-line is absolutely amazing. It looks like price wants to form a 5-way structure there to the upside. Okay, if it claims that local high again, I'll zoom into the smaller time frames now, and then I'll show you guys where I'm looking. I can even potentially short the retracement, but that's going to be a small scalp. Sorry guys, I'm just thinking out loud. just have a powerful alarm that wake you up. Can you take a quick look at XLM? I'll see if I can get to some alts. I first want to look at ETH. It is the queen of all the alts. Okay, thoughts on 65K? Definitely a possibility. I am looking for a short. If price continues up, I am looking for a short at 65K, where we have resistance. So I will definitely be looking for a short in this zone, 65K, if price does get there. Velvet, please. Waiting to form. Guys, I know that some people put in a lot of altcoin requests. Okay. I prefer to look at an altcoin that more people are interested in, because sometimes when you ask for altcoin request, you might be the only person that's interested in that altcoin and everyone else is not, no one else is interested. So I bore the crap out of everyone else just for one person's benefit. So I prefer to look at coins or commodities or equities that more people are interested in, like ETH. I think there's a lot of people interested in ETH, for example. Okay, waiting for that D line. Yes, it needs some more time to form. The D line, it needs a little bit more time to form. High Devil, well, it depends on what time frame you're trading, because if you're trading the 30 seconds, 15-second time frame, there was a nice little D line break out there. Okay, High Devil, will you attempt a new short from 63,400? 63,400. Well, price is already above 63,400 zone. Yeah, I mean, you can trade the 5-wave structure. I'll get to that now. Okay, ETH, please, ETH only. Sorry, it's just an insane level in my eyes. Okay, ETH, please. You see, there's more people interested in ETH. There's 3 people already here interested in ETH, but XLM, I don't know if people are going to be interested, okay, in XLM, because I'm also keeping an eye on the people that's watching the stream. And sometimes when I talk about a specific coin and people drop off, I stop talking about the coin because I want to talk about things that most people want to enjoy and watch. Okay. Unless you're inside of the community and you can send me a private message, a message inside of the chat section and tag me and say, Devil, can you have a look at this? And we also have a lot of other very experienced analysts inside of the community that can give you feedback. Okay. If you want to join the community, follow the instructions in the description below. Okay. To join my community, go to my command center on Telegram. There's the link. Click on start and you'll get the instructions on how to join the community. You can join for free. Okay, my community is for free if you support me by signing up with one of the affiliate partners below and making a minimum deposit of $500. That's your money to trade with. Not giving it to me. Okay, so in essence, it's for free. Sound like a poet. Okay, so now what I want to discuss, what could potentially, guys, I mean, this is scalping, high risk. I need to bring up that disclaimer. I feel like, you know, when I do things like this, I need to bring up the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay. I do this for entertainment and educational purposes only. I share with you how I approach the markets. In fact, I encourage you not to do anything that I'm doing over here. Right. But not but, because but usually deletes everything that you've just said. What I will be looking for in this local structure. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame. Okay. Okay. We're just doing a little bit of scalping. If price, okay, let's do this. And maybe I can do a live little SFP here to show you guys how I do an SFP, okay? If price takes the high and rejects at the 0.7 or the 0.8, I will attempt to short. But I do know that it will be a scalp, because if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, it can form a 3-wave corrective structure and continue. So I'm basically looking to take advantage of a small little move to the downside. Depending on how you manage your trade, it can turn into a bigger trade. Okay. But guys, I need to just sign into one of my other exchanges. Let's use 2bit. Let me just open up 2bit over here. If I want to take this trade, I can't take it on Bluffin because I'm already positioned. Okay, I am signed in. I am signed into my 2-bit account. Okay, so what I will need to do is maybe do this, make it big. Okay, this is my Play account that I specifically opened for the private live streams inside of the community. I've put some money in here. And what I've told the community inside of my private live streams, the dark side of trading, is that I am 100% prepared to lose the money that's in this account because I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive inside of this account. But I'm still going to apply my rules from a risk management perspective. The reason I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive is instead of maybe risking 1% per trade, I'll risk 10% per trade. Okay, but I'm still going to apply my trading rules. Why am I entering? Where's my stop loss? Where am I planning to take profits? So it's my Play account, okay, specifically for the private live stream. So I might use it here inside of this live stream. Okay. And right, so let's see what happens over here. So this local structure, I'm interested, if price takes this local high, I'm interested in a short from this zone. I'm going to do this. Price is above the point of control, so you have the value area high above. Ooh, nice little support here at the value area low, so price could continue here to the upside. But remember, everything moves in 5 waves. So if the structure is going to turn out to be a little bullish structure, listen, I'm just trading the local structure, okay? I'm ignoring everything. I'm ignoring all of this. Going that way, I don't care what it is. I'm literally just trading the structure. Okay, more specifically, this structure. And this is now hardcore scalping over here. So what I would like to see is for price to SFP that little local. Okay, on the 5 minute, let's do this. Take a fib from the high to the low. I want to see if I can make the lines thinner. I like thin lines, guys, because I can see the SFP better on thin lines. Sometimes what I like to do is I like the dotted lines even more. I know that people inside of the live stream struggle to see it, but no, not that one. But it's easier for me to trade. Okay. So now I can see when price goes through the level properly. And then I want to get my position ready over here. Let's do a 10. Let's do a 10-10. Okay, so if price gets there, this is basically the first level that I'm interested in is the 0.786. Okay, this damn Fibonacci doesn't have the 0.88. 0.88. You know, this is why it's better to do your analysis on TradingView. And so usually how I take these trades, guys, I have I actually have 3 screens, but I have the one open on the one screen, and I have the TradingView open on the other screen, and then I can take the trade. Now, because I'm doing this live, I have to hack it a little bit over here so you guys can see what I do. Okay. If price falls down, obviously there's no trade. Okay, I don't FOMO, guys. I do not FOMO into trades. Okay, I'm just trying to demonstrate to everyone how I take a swing failure pattern. Andy has done it a couple of times inside of his live streams, but I think maybe why people have questions is because he does it on the separate screen. It's easier to do it like that. He doesn't actually show you how he enters it. Okay. So let's do a little bit of live trading over here if price hits the level. Okay. Some of you might be asking, why am I not trading with a limit order? Because I don't know what Bitcoin is going to do next. What if it does that? It just blasts through. I don't want to be underwater. I'm a reactionary trader, which means that 99% of my trades are executed via the reaction that I see. If I don't see the reaction, if price is above my area, I'm not interested. I need to see the reaction. And by the way, guys, 2bit is down in the description. If you'd like to trade on 2bit, it is available in most regions. 2bit Pro, link down in the description. You will not find the 2bit Pro version. If you Google, you have to use the link down in the description, because that version, the Pro version, is way better than the normal version. Okay, it's more stable. It's available in more regions. If you guys want to trade on something that is available. Okay, so do I have to redo the settings for this FIP again? Hey, it saved it. It saved it. Nice. 2bit. Nice. You saved my settings. Okay. Sure, it was Trump's fault. Hey, Mr. Andy here in the live stream. But for spot buying, did you ever place a buy order? For spot buying, no, I market execute. What exchange can I join from the USA? 2bit is an option. 2bit Pro, link down in the description. 2bit is an option. Okay, hi Andy, indeed. Is Andy here in the live stream? Welcome, Andy. I'm just waiting for people want to see how you execute, or how I execute an SFP. So I'm just trying to do a little live demonstration here to say that, well, this has the potential to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe it's the end of the fifth wave here to the upside. If it SFPs the 0.786, or maybe the 0.88 a little bit higher up, then I will attempt the SFP. Do that go for a cup and handle on BTC? Okay. So it's a patience game, guy. Yeah, I just wait for the level. And I think often what happens to me and Andy is we have a very specific level that we're eyeing. And then that level does not get hit. And price turns around and does what we wanted it to do. It is what it is. It happens. It happens. Okay, it is what it is. So if price turns around here and falls to the downside, well, okay, you could attempt an SFP from the local high. I want my levels to get hit. And sometimes I'll miss a trade because my level doesn't get hit. And it's okay. Because the ones that I do catch, okay, give me some profits in the bag. More locally, this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's very low time frame stuff. Okay, so there's a chance that it SFPs the 0.786 and it stops me out and it SFPs again, because this could be the local 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, but I just want to show people what I typically do. So now price is above my area of interest, so nothing. I do nothing. Price is now above my area of interest. Nothing for me to do. Still nothing. Okay, so if I now had a limit order there, I would be underwater. Because price could rocket here to the upside. You see why I don't trade with limit orders unless you have a clear invalidation. Maybe the invalidation is the high. If you have your invalidation in place, it's fine to trade with limit orders. So I basically wait for that. But you have to be quick, guys. I wait for that. I wait for price to pull back down so that I know where to put my stop loss. Okay. Now I have my stop loss in place. Right, TP area for me is above the lows over here. So risk to reward makes sense, and there's a high chance I can get stopped out because I do know that this could be the third wave inside of the fifth wave. Stops me out, and then maybe it rejects at the 0.88. So where's my chart? So you can also see it's now rejected here at the value area high of this mini range over here. So what could happen, and guys, this is one time frames, yeah, one minute time frame stuff. Okay, what could happen is this is a 1, 2, price is busy with a 3, it forms a consolidation, 5. And this is why I'm always expecting a double top. great. I'm already in the trade. If it doesn't double top and fall down, I'm in the trade. But if it double tops and rejects at the next level, I will reattempt. I will get back in. Okay, I'm a persistent little trader. Because this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to have 5 waves in each structure. Okay, maybe this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3. Maybe it makes another 4 and a 5. But that could also be the end and it falls down. So a reaction at my level makes sense. But the reason I'm showing you guys is I just wanted to show you how do I get into the trade. So that's basically how I do it in a nutshell. Right. Also the value area high of the mini range. Mr. Andy is busy. Hello, Andy. Welcome to the live stream. Andy, I did a little bit of an announcement. I'm not sure if you've been watching since the beginning, where I told everyone, me and you are going to provide more value for the community. Okay. And longer live streams, but we are going to alternate. One day me, one day Andy. When you guys see me on YouTube, I'll do a longer live stream, but you're not going to see Andy. The next day, you're going to see Andy, but you're not going to see me. And when you don't see us, we are inside of the community. Okay. So if you want to join the community, not to miss out on what Andy is doing inside of the community today, and you can send me the word, or not the word access anymore. I'm so used to that line, but you can chat to me on my command center. Okay, inside of Telegram. And there's some options that you can select to join the community. And remember, guys, it's for free. You sign up with one of the exchange links below. You make a minimum deposit of $500, and we will give you access to the community for 2 months for free. It's your money to trade with. Okay. So let's see if I get stopped out of this trade. Now, there's definitely the chance for one more high over there. Maybe it's now creating the 4th wave inside of the 3rd wave. Or after the 3rd wave. I want to get my position ready. If I get stopped out. So part of my trading rules is, guys, if I get stopped out twice in a day with a loss, I'm not allowed to trade for the rest of the day. Okay, so I can have another attempt here with a loss. So this will be my first loss for the day if I get stopped out here. If I attempt another trade and I get stopped out with another loss, I'm not allowed to trade for the rest of the day. But I mean, this is my fun account, so maybe I'll break that rule for the fun account today. And but I just wanted to explain my trading rules on my bigger portfolios. If I have 2 losses in a day, I wait for tomorrow. Okay. Oh, Andy, you also said that yesterday. Okay, great, great. Most likely going to get stopped out of this trade, and then I'll look at the 0.88. We do have some resistance. Can you guys see the resistance from a price action perspective? I'm not sure if you guys can hear the ka-ching. Right, now I look at the next level, 0.88. It should actually be the 0.886, but I mean, they're very close together. But that's basically, okay, there's another example here. This is basically how I enter a swing failure pattern. I want to see price pierce the level and pull back. When price is below my level, I enter so that I know where to put my stop loss, because I'm a reactionary trader. So now I wait. Okay, nothing to do for me just as yet. And I can have a small little attempt over here. I'm going to give my stop loss a little bit of room to breathe. Okay, I'm happy to take a $50 knock. Very happy with a $50 knock, because I know it could chop, 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 and I don't want to get chopped out, enter, chopped out, enter. So you can give your I can give my stop loss a little bit of room. I'm targeting the lows, and let's see. From a risk to reward perspective, I can put my stop above the high. I can do that. Because from a risk-reward perspective, the trade still makes sense. Okay. This is most probably going to be more bullish. What is CVD doing here at the moment? Ooh, CVD is bullish. And a little bit, yeah, it's bullish. CVD, Bybit people are shorting the zone like crazy at the moment. Some neon green candles kicking in here, which is usually high volume candles, which drives price to the upside. Where's the most amount of volume? Oof, volume is still increasing, guys. It's still lower. Just want to see here on the 5-minute time frame. Because I know if this had to happen, then it's that bullish case scenario, guys. And this is why, you have to trade with risk management. Okay, remember, most bullish case scenario, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, price just flies here to the upside. Okay. So there's no limit orders adding to position. Okay, it's going to turn around. It's going to turn around. No, I will take the knock. Happy to take the knock. Very happy to take the knock. But volume is increasing, so price could get follow through. So let's see how this plays out. But also, I know that when price hits the 0.88, it does increase the probabilities to take the high, with or without a retracement. So the structure that I wanted to trade is to say that, well, there's a chance for this to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It at least gives a pullback before it continues. So I just wanted to take advantage of that little move, and that's why my TP was over there. If it gets follow through, then it's something else. Okay, maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The third wave is just extending. It's gaining momentum here to the upside. Okay, so I'm happy to take the knock over here with this little attempt. It's not great to see the most amount of volume in the fifth wave, which means that it can get follow through. So I'm keeping my risk management exactly where it needs to be. Oh, I most probably got stopped out of my short on bluffing. Oof, not yet. But it's great to be stopped out with profits. Always great to be stopped out with profits. Okay. Where did the music go, by the way? Did the music finish? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it looks like price wants to get follow through. Volume is increasing, so maybe that triple 1, 2 scenario is unfolding here in front of our eyes. Let's see. Okay, as long as the high doesn't get claimed, price can still reject, but it's getting very close. I need to cover for Mark. If Iran says no and my numbers go to France, Charles will do whatever it wants. Woo, Andy, you're being naughty as Mark Dutch over here in the live stream. I said yesterday, also devil, perfect. Okay, perfect. Gonna get stopped out of this trade. Took the knock on the chin like a big boy. Okay, took the knock on the chin like the big boy. Now the only level that I'm interested in a short is, because guys, remember, you usually what you want to see, I just wanted to show you guys an example of how I play an SFP. Okay, this is smaller time frame stuff, so lots of noise. But what I like to see, that move needs to carry the highest amount of volume. And then when it pushes up and volume decreases, then okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can still attempt the short, but I am way more interested to long the 5-wave structure. That is the more interesting trade than the short from the 5th wave. Okay, and now as volume is increasing in the top, it means that it can get follow through. So if volume is like, you know, these arrows, now that volume is increasing, it can get follow through. Okay, now I'm obviously just making nice little profits from the long that I'm in. Got stopped out of the short on Bluffin as well. Long from 60.2. Nice, Mariella. Nice. Wow, nice catch, Mariella. Yeah, that is a nice catch. 60.2. All the way down. All the way down here. Very, very well done, Mariella. Very well done. Okay, I added, I was also a little bit lower down, but I added to my position. So my position is now below this low because I know from a bullish case, I could have been a little bit more aggressive. I know I could have had my entry here. I could have added to my position to put my entry here because the most bullish case scenario is multi 1-2s and price continues here to the upside. But I mean, it is what it is at the moment. And the next level that I'm watching for short is the 0.382 and the 0.786. I can take all this noise out the chart. Okay. So if price gets follow through here, claims the liquidity above the highs, the next area that I'm looking for short is the 0.382 and the 0.786. 0.786 I get from a fib extension from the low to the high to the low. And then I get the 0.786. 0.382 I get from the high of the structure to the low of the structure. From the high to the low. Now that is a way more interesting trade for me than the little scalp that I just took. Okay. That's a way more interesting trade because it's also a little bit more higher time frame. You have the range high right over there. So this could be a ka-ching and it continues. Great. I can still make money, protect position, get stopped out with profits. Or it doesn't react at the level and it just smashes through. And it creates a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay. So if price and volume starts increasing and smashes through my level, no trade. That is a very interesting short, if that had to play out. Because in a ABC, if this is forming a larger C wave here to the upside, do I still have it drawn out over here? If this is going to form an A, B, C to the upside, let's see. Okay, the only way in which this structure makes sense is multiple 1-2s for the C wave. It's the only way the structure makes sense. Unless it falls A, B, C flat over here. Okay, I'll analyze that now. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay, it basically does the same mess. Unless, I'm seeing it right now, unless it's just not common to see it. Okay, unless this is still part of the corrective structure. It's not great because B wave is not allowed to be an impulsive structure. Okay. This is a 1 in a C wave. It's forming a corrective structure in a 2 and then it goes up for 3, 4 and 5 to complete the C wave. And this could be an A, B, C to the downside. So basically it creates a B flat. But I mean, this structure does not really look like a 3-wave structure here to the upside. Because a B wave has to be a 3-wave structure. Okay. take that out the way. That's basically where I'm looking for the bounce. That also needs to be green. Yeah, the only way the C wave makes sense, so basically what I'm saying is, if price turns around, the only way to still get upwards momentum in a C wave is that this is a 1, this is a 2, and then it goes back up for a 3. So naturally this zone becomes an interesting longing opportunity. Okay. And I think that was also part of the reason I did not want to move my entry higher, just based on the double one or triple 1-2s, because I know that this can form a leading diagonal, then continue. And I still want an entry that's low enough so it can be protected. A, B, C. The problem is this move here to the upside. W, X, Y, unless it does a W, X, Y here to the upside, okay? But I can have the targets ready at least, okay, if price rejects. Andy knows how much I love Fibonacci levels. Well, the 1-to-1 extension did get tapped, which is, just want to make sure that I have it over there. The 1-to-1 extension did get tapped, which is a B flat target. But from a local perspective, I would like to see if this is a corrective structure. Remember, if it's a B wave, that's going to form here. Okay, and maybe this is a B, C to the downside. This structure has to be counted as a 3-wave structure. And the only way that makes sense to me now is some sort of a ABC, W, X, and now maybe ABC, okay? Or it forms another ABC to the upside. So it forms a WX to the upside. So yes, you could put a little 3-wave structure in there. So naturally what I will be doing is keeping an eye on these levels. It is not common for a B wave to tap this 1.618. So if B is going to reject, it needs to reject here, which is the most common B flat targets, where it basically now grabbed the high and now it's rejecting here at the 1-to-1 extension. Okay. I just want to see what CVD is doing. It's still bullish. Price could still chop up here. These neon green candles, I'm not sure if you guys can see on your, maybe on your mobile device or screen, is that these neon green candles, okay, correlates with high volume as well. So it shows you that momentum is strong in one direction. The neon pink candles shows you that momentum is strong in the downwards direction. So you can see that there's a lot of volume pushing this move here to the upside. In case you wondered, because maybe you're using the CVD tool and you switched on your colors and you don't know what it means. Just for fun, I want to enter this little SFP from the highs, but I know it could chop a little bit higher. But it is a fun little trade, I must say. You know, SFP from the highs, always a valid trade. It's just, it's met with bullish CVD at the moment. CVD is, you know, price is climbing up, CVD falling down. Usually it gets a little bit of follow through, but it's a valid, guys. It's a valid SFP from the highs. Also the 1-to-1 extension for a B flat target. This can be an ABC here to the upside. So W, X, ABC, and a Y can be the end. Mhm. Let me know in the comments if anyone took the SFP short here from the high. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to miss you, legends. So fun to be a little part of this awesome group of loving people. This community has saved me so many times in the past 7 months. Wow. Thanks for the kind words, Buzz Maria. That's really nice. And I know that you take everything that myself and Andy teach from a risk management perspective very seriously. Okay, I always appreciate the positive comments. Okay, Andy, don't shift. Buzz Maria, we're seeing you after your trip, aren't we? Are you going on a trip? I think you mentioned you're going on a trip. You must enjoy. Okay. Gerald, you're amazing. Someday I want to give you a big hug. Yes, that would be nice. Okay, we can have a whatever you drink, a glass of wine, champagne, whatever you drink. Okay, and we can talk about all the fun stuff that's ever happened in the community. Okay. I took a chance and shorted. There's a chance for rejection here, guys. There's a chance, but I already got stopped out twice. You know, it's just my risk management is so ingrained in me. I take a loss twice in a day. I don't take another trade. Okay. But I might just for fun. Okay, but there's definitely a chance for a little bit of a rejection. So, guys, what I'm going to do here is for fun, on the fun account. Okay, I'm just going to put a small little position here. And because there's definitely a chance for a rejection. Just put the stop above the high and let's see. Okay, let's see. It is a valid SFP from the highs. Literally just tapped the highs and is currently getting a rejection. I just want to see what liquidity is cooking for us here. Heat map. Oof, there's a lot of liquidity below those lows. Lots of liquidity below the lows. Okay, but still a little bit to the upside. Yeah, I mean 64,500 more or less. 64,500, 64,500. Oof, that's still a little bit. That's still way up here. That's still way up here. Mm, 64,500 is just below the invalidation. Guys, but remember, okay, one thing that I do want to highlight is that multi-1-2s in this scenario, okay, multi-1-2s where price just absolutely continues carries higher probability than a leading diagonal. So this little short attempt over here, okay, is speculating that this could be a corrective structure to the downside. Then we get continuation. But from a theory perspective, multi-1-2s carries higher probability where price just gets follow through. Yes, this can play out where price first corrects and continues, but I'm just highlighting the probabilities. There's a higher chance to continue momentum to the upside. Okay, and this is why I'm attempting these little scalps with small amounts of cash. Less than 1% of my portfolio. Because I know damn well that this can get follow through. So if I'm attempting a short, I need to be very defensive, take the knock and, don't add to positions because this can, some bullish news about the Mr. Pink Man can come out right now and then we fly here to the upside. And I don't want to be on the wrong side of the market. Okay. Most probably going to get stopped out of this one. Let's see how this unfolds. NQ is on the rise. I'm so patient now, I don't enter any trades. Bas Maria, yeah, I mean, it's better just to sit on your hands and wait for the level that you want to short. Okay, the scalps I'm taking right here is just to show everyone how I play SFPs with very little cash, not to blow up my account, and probabilities are higher to move up, but there's always that chance that it could reject over here. I would like to see a little bit of a deeper week. I would like to see that. You know, just grab the liquidity properly, then fall down. Okay, there's a tiny little, it's definitely a valid SFP. And what I will do is, if price continues to the downside, hopefully we see it inside of this live stream, I will protect and take profits. Price is still above my entry, so there's nothing to take at the moment. There's nothing to protect. I just have to sit on my hands, either get stopped or wait for price to fall a little bit further. So I can show you how I do that as well. Got stopped out of my short finish for this weekend. You know, you just have to follow your trading rules, right? You might have a trading rule that says you're only allowed to take one loss a day and then you're out, okay? Follow your rules. Devold, when will you come to Europe? I have no idea when I will come to Europe. I have no idea. I would like to visit Andy one day because Andy stays in the countryside. That would be amazing. I've been to Dubai, and I will honestly tell you, it's been a great visit to Dubai, but it's not a place where I will stay personally. And I've told the team that when I went there, I said, guys, beautiful country, clean, safe, no crime. It works. It's stunning from a operational perspective, I suppose, but it's not a place where I will be able to stay. I love nature too much. Okay. I will not be able to stay in Dubai. But Europe, where Andy, Spain, Portugal, those are some of the places I would still love to go and visit. Okay. We could stay here for hours. Let's bring Devil to Europe. Please, Mariella, you can make it happen. Next summer, Devil, I'm going to move for the summer to Europe so I can trade with you guys. Oh, that would be great. I know you've been traveling, Mariella. You've been traveling up and down New Zealand. I know there was a time where you couldn't trade with us because your hours were completely different. Devil, you should come to Switzerland. Oh, man, I would love to go to Switzerland for a holiday. But I don't know if I'll stay there. It's a little bit cold. Come visit Lagos in Portugal. You won't want to leave. I actually want to go to Madeira. My wife is Portuguese, so, you know, we want to go to Portugal, visit all the areas there in Portugal, go to Madeira. And, yeah, that's definitely something that we are going to do. Okay, come to Norway. Borrow my hut in the mountains of Norway. Oof, that would be nice. That would be nice. Mr. Deerwold will join you and go to Portugal. A Trader. Yes, Mr. A Trader. It would be great. You know, we could go there together. Sri Lanka. Yeah, Sri Lanka has never even been on my radar, guys. There's just so many places to visit. And, yeah, damn, I opened a short with a SL at break even, but I will TP out around 62,980. 62,980. Yeah, if price falls a little bit further, then I will take some profits to cover my fees. Devil, Singapore is great. Come visit Thailand. I want to go to Thailand. It's on my list. Thailand is on my list. Australia, New Zealand is on my list. And you guys will actually not believe what's on top of my list. On top of my list is actually the Amazon. I want to go to the Amazon with my panga and chop my way through the bushes. Okay, I love nature, guys. That's how much I love nature. I just love to be inside of nature. Come to India, sir. That's also on my list. Definitely want to visit there. Did you watch World Cup yesterday? I fell asleep. but my wife gave me an update. My wife is a bigger sport fan than me, so she watched the whole game and gave me an update in the morning. I just fell asleep. Okay, but I did watch the opening with Shakira. I did watch the opening. Watch your SL. It's just above the high. My SL is literally just above the high. I must say, guys, it is fun to trade together. I'm going to get stopped out, but, for me and Andy, it's always about when we get stopped out, how little do we lose? And when we win, how much do we make? And that's what keeps us profitable. Okay. I was not planning to short or trade this structure at all. I was just trying to demonstrate how I would typically play an SFP. And now I got stopped out twice already. So hopefully this one plays out. Okay. Where I can show you guys how I protect position, take profits to cover fees, and SL, and then, just enjoy the momentum to the downside like I've been doing here on Bluffin. Got stopped out of the short. Where's the delete button? Got stopped out of the short with profits. I was expecting at least this low to be claimed, but at least I got stopped out with profits. But with the long trade, I'm smiling all the way up. And I think the irony about scalp trading is because sometimes I will take a scalp trade like this, for example, and then it turns into a day trade. I was like, ooh, this is actually turning out better than what I thought. And then it turns into a swing trade because you just never know, okay? When you scalp the small ranges like this and you have your analysis, you follow your rules, okay? Often your plan is, okay, maybe it sweeps up the lows, okay? That's your trade. And then you leave a runner, and then that happens. And then that happens, and you're like, holy shit, this little scalp turned into this. That happens, and that's why it's important for me to always leave a runner. Okay, just leave a damn runner. And I regret the times where I've closed positions. I really regret those times. It's like, even if you just leave 5% of the position to run, then you still benefit from massive momentum. But this little scalp could turn into that. Could. I'm not saying it's going to, it could. Like this little long, I can't exactly remember where I took this long, but I think I took the long over here on Bluffin, and I added to my position, so my entry is now over here. Okay, my plan was for price to take the high. That was my plan. Just want to make sure. Yeah. But I left a runner. Because now price is continuing up. It's building potential multi 1-2s. It could get aggressive here to the upside, and then I still want to benefit from the momentum. Price is still consolidating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see how this unfolds. Okay. I love nature too. Victoria! Yes. I love nature. And I think that's maybe part of the reason why I didn't enjoy Dubai. Because I know there's people watching this live stream that's also from Dubai. I mean, no disrespect or any bad things about Dubai, is that it's just lifeless. There's no nature. Everything's artificial. The trees are planted. They are heavily watered because of the heat. Everything dies because of the heat. They have to protect the plants with like shade nets and stuff like that. It's very hot in the summertime. Especially this time, I think, it gets 45 degrees easy on a day. And where's the birds? Where's the trees? Where's the lizards? Where's the little moths? Where's the butterflies? It's just nothing. There's nothing, guys. There's no nature there. So it just feels soulless and very artificial in Dubai. It's very rich and well run. I'm not going to disagree. I've had some of the best food that I've ever had in my life. I've had in Dubai. They have some of the best chefs and best restaurants in Dubai. And I think it's a great holiday if you've never been to Dubai. It's a great holiday destination, very expensive, but definitely worth to have on your bucket list. But to stay, yeah, I'm surprised Andy lasted 2 years. If you're a country person, I'm not sure how you survive in Dubai. Okay, obviously you can go there for tax benefits from a financial perspective. Perhaps you have a plan to say that. I think that was Andy's plan as well. I'm going to go there for a little while and just make as much money as I can and then go back. Okay, that works. That works. Norway is beautiful. I have seen photos and videos of Norway. I know Norway is beautiful. Please explain how to make order right size. So a little bit of a risk, guys, because I can spend hours here on the comment section, but a little bit of a risk or position size education is the following. I like to use this tool. Let's switch everything off. Ka-ching. Okay, let's put on off stuff. Is that when I enter a trade, let's say now this one over here, I can just use this one as an example. So let's say my trading plan, okay, is this. Stop goes above the high. Maybe you give it a little bit of room, but you're targeting this consolidation area. So let's say that's your trading setup. This is why I always trade with this tool. Okay. My stop loss determines my position size. It should, for me. Okay. Remember, guys, I can only share with you how I approach the markets. So when I enter a short, maybe I was a little bit late, which I was, okay, because I jumped here into the short just for fun. Okay, so I actually caught it at 63,800. 63,800, I think I caught it. Let's put it down here. Was here. That is where I caught it. So now I have a bigger stop loss. Okay, but I'm targeting the lows. Risk to reward still makes sense. Right, so now the stop loss determines my risk. So my stop loss is 0.191% away, which makes the calculation a little bit more difficult, which basically means that you, with 100x position on 1% of your portfolio, it means you won't get liquidated. Okay, but I think I need to do this from a simplicity perspective. Let's say I need to make that 1%. Let's say you enter a trade with a 1% stop loss. This is a bad example, and this is why I love swing failure patterns, because they give you really tight stop losses. But let's say you enter a trade and your stop loss is 1% away. You're targeting lower levels basically. Okay, don't look at price action, just focus on this little thing over here. Because it's the easiest way that I can explain it. And when the percentages, when the stop loss gets tighter, okay, you can learn how to do those calculations as well. But I have a simple hack in which on how I do it. When your stop loss, when my stop loss is 1% away, it means that I can risk 100% of my capital inside of my trading account. 100% at 1x leverage. So that if I get stopped out, I only lose 1% of my capital. So you have to decide as a trader, how much are you prepared to risk for every trade? Generally for me, maximum is my most common is 1 to 2% of my trade. So if you are willing to risk 2% per trade, it means that you can trade with 2x leverage, 100% of your capital. Which means you'll still lose, okay, then you'll lose 2% when you get stopped out if your stop loss is 1% away. So it is the stop loss that determines my position size. And you can see, you can increase it to 3%, to 4%, to 5%. Very, very, very seldom you'll find me go over 3%. That's my max, guys. But you'll see here on my Bluffin account, it's even less than 1%. It's way less. It's like 0.1%, 0.125% that I risk. Okay, because I don't have to go massive and big anymore. When your account is still small, you're trying to grow it, so you stick to the 1 or 2 or 3%. But I think what confuses a lot of people sometimes is that they think that they can only trade with 2% of their portfolio. No, you can still risk 100% of your portfolio, but it's the leverage that makes it dangerous, okay? Because if you're risking 100% of your portfolio at 2x leverage, it means you're going to lose 2%. This is the danger. People risk 100%, but they push this bad boy up to 10x leverage or 20x leverage or 50x leverage. So they're basically risking way more than 2% risk for the trade. Hope that makes sense. That's the easiest way. I mean, guys, this is a really bad example because the stop loss is so small away. But basically, the reason I love swing failure patterns is because look at how tiny the stop loss becomes. So in these little trades, you could literally, okay, risk 100% of your portfolio at 20x leverage or 10x leverage and still lose 1%. That's where you can get a little bit more aggressive with your portfolio and leverage, because it's how much are you going to lose, not how much you're going to make. Focus on your risk. Okay, you must always be that person that says, how much am I going to lose? Don't focus on that. Because I see a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll click on the TP button to see how much money they're going to make. Okay, don't be obsessed with this one over here. Well, for me, I used to be obsessed with this one. And I'm like, ooh, I'm going to make $500. Oh my God, that's amazing. And then price chops up here and you add. You're so focused on the money you're going to make that you forget about the risk management. It's the risk management that determines everything inside of trading for me. Risk management. Okay. Thanks for sharing the love. But I hope this has given you some idea of how I approach the markets. So in a nutshell, it is my stop loss that determines my position size. And it doesn't matter what I do from a position size perspective, I only want to lose 1%. Whether you trade with 1% capital at 100x leverage, it's the same amount. Whether you trade with 100% of your capital at 1x leverage, it's the same. 1% of capital at 100x leverage versus 100% of capital at 1x leverage, it's the same amount of money. The danger with the leverage is you can liquidate a lot quicker out of your position. So you need to make sure that if you are trading a 100x position with 1% of your capital, that your stop loss is not more than 1% away. Because if your stop loss is 1% and you are trading 1% of your capital at 100x leverage, this is your liquidation. So if you enter a position here with 1% of your capital at 100x leverage, okay, you will get liquidated over there. That's your liquidation price. I like that, guys, you will find your rhythm. I like 10-10. I like 10% of my capital, okay, at 10x leverage, which also gives me 100% of my capital if my stop loss is not more than 1% away. So you can see when I enter my trades, even on Bluffin, I'm usually 5, or let's say on Bluffin or on 2bit, if I enter 10-10, okay, and my stop loss is that tiny, you can see that even if I get stopped out, I'll lose less than 1% of my portfolio. So that is risk management one-on-one. There's a lot more to risk management. I do go into a lot more detail inside of my trading course, okay? But just to answer your question, that's basically how I manage my risk. Okay, I know that there are some traders that go a little bit heavy. They go 5%, they go even 10%. I know a trader that even goes 20%. It's not industry standard, and you need to be able to take that knock on the chin. Because what I've noticed with bigger positions, if you enter a short over here, and you are going to lose 20% of your portfolio with this stop loss, that's usually where you add. Price comes up, you move your stop loss or you cancel it and you add. No, it's going to turn around. No, because you are not willing to take that knock. It's too big. It's 20% of your portfolio gone. So what people then do is they go on hopium. They jump on the hopium wagon, and they all of a sudden become very religious and start praying. And yeah, that is not a strategy. Okay. When the planets, I'm not sure what the percentage is for Andy, when the planets really align and I get a high probability setup, like everything just ticks. It's at a fib level that I've been watching for weeks. It's at a D line. It's breaking out. Volumes kicking in. Bull moon, bear moon. It's like everything that I watch from a trading perspective just makes sense. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to nail this one. I'll go in with 5%. That's the most that I've ever gone in with is 5%. Which means I can trade with 100% of my capital at 5x leverage. And if I lose 5% of my portfolio. And that is going heavy for me. That's going heavy, like really heavy. Between 1 and 3% is industry standard. That's how you can protect capital, stay constant. You can lose a lot. Okay, you can lose many times and still claw back the money when you make profits. That's the beauty about risking 1 to 2 to 3%. But when you go 5, 10, 20%, you're going to lose a couple of times and your account is gone. I most probably should have taken a little bit of profits, but I'm so busy with talking over here. Anyways, too late now. Too late now. Right, hope that made sense. Guys, I want to talk about ETH as well. We need to discuss the most bullish case scenario that I had there drawn out that I forgot about. Okay, protected. Thank you for teaching proper risk management. Absolute pleasure. And great insight. Thanks a lot. I use the liquidation level as my stop loss. I know what you mean. I'm laughing because if you still risk 1% at 100x leverage, you can liquidate your positions. What I don't like about that is the fees are a lot higher when you liquidate positions. You pay more fees. So I like to get stopped out, and also from a psychology perspective, it plays on your psychology. It is way better to say or to feel that I got stopped out of a trade because that was my plan, or than to say that I got liquidated out of my position. Yes, you can risk 1% in isolated mode on an exchange at 100x leverage and get liquidated. You are going to pay more fees. From a psychology perspective, I prefer to get stopped out because it plays on your mind. Oh, today I got liquidated twice. Ouch. Or, it's just better to say I got stopped out twice. Devil, which FIB extension level you're watching for potential short? Well, the best one to the upside is, I'm already in this little scalp short, but the best one to the upside is, and I'm sure Andy's providing some updates. I'll check now. I'm sure Andy's also providing some scenarios and updates in the community. But the best one I'm watching here to the upside is, where's my stuff? Here's my stuff. It's the 786. That's the first level. That's the closest. I'll do that. Price rejected again here at the 0.618. So if price continues, this is a zone where I'll pay attention. It's also the range high. 786. It's also the 0.382 when you take a FIB from the high of the structure to the low of the structure. So definitely a zone where I want to pay attention. From a levels perspective, let's see if we have any levels. I know we've got some point of controls to the upside. So if this level does not, I think the only way that this level will not get respected if this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and it just starts rock and rolling, because you want to see a hot knife through butter over here. It must smash through this level that like it doesn't even exist. And then this here is where I want to see price slow down. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5 4 5. Okay, basically above these highs is where I'm going to start looking for shorts. It just depends on how the structure unfolds and when it starts building, because I don't know when it's going to do this. It could do it a little bit up. It could do it a little bit lower. I don't know. So I need the structure to show me where it wants to. But these are the structures that I like to trade on the 15-minute, 1-hour time frame. I'm looking for bigger trades, guys. I'm looking for the trade that gives me that movement. I'm looking for the trade that gives me that movement. I'm looking for bigger movement trades. The scalps that I did here in the live stream, it's tiny, guys. It's up, down, up, down. It's a lot of work, gives you headaches. You have to analyze 1 minute. Oh, it's in back. It's a lot of work to trade the smaller time frames. And it's not for the faint-hearted, because scalping, according to data, is the most difficult way to stay profitable as a trader. You saw now I got stopped out twice by trying to scalp, but I was also, just explaining how I enter SFPs. Higher time frame trades are always more reliable, but they require more patience. I know the reason a lot of people scalp is because they want to trade the whole day. That's why they scalp. They want to make money, and they think by trading more is going to make them more money. And then they end up with a liquidated account and they're like, oof, maybe I should not scalp. Scalping is difficult, guys. It's really difficult, especially to stay consistently profitable as a scalper. Because if you don't know how to manage your risk, and you don't know how to calculate position size, you don't know where to take profits, because those decisions needs to be made a lot sooner, quicker. That's why I prefer minimum 15-minute time frame for me, because you get bigger moves. Like, look at the D-line breakouts here, guys. Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful D-line breakout. It's a big move to the upside. It takes patience. It's been a few. Okay, that one was not easy, I'm not going to lie, but I mean, stop needs to go below the low, so it did play out. Almost claimed the highs. Okay, but you just take profits on the way up. But what's interesting, if you want to scalp and you go onto the 5-minute time frame, now you can see, well, there was a lot of breakouts that took place over here. Like, you could have caught this one, okay, before you caught the bigger one. And I think this is why Paz Maria also said D-lines for the win, because she's most probably been playing all of these little breakouts. So now, to me, this is a little bit more responsible scalping. Okay, you wait for momentum to shift. There's nothing here, guys. There's no breakout here. There's nothing here. Okay, maybe if you went onto the 1-minute time frame, you could have played this breakout. Okay. But remember, the lower the time frame, the more the noise. So you can apply every trading strategy on any time frame, no problem. But this is also why I don't like to do Elliott wave theory on the smaller time frames, like the 1 minute. Trying now to count this structure, especially if you go to the 30 seconds and 50 seconds time frame. It just takes too long, okay? Unless you are really, maybe I still need to get there. But for me, the easiest way to scalp the smaller time frames is to have my levels and my D-line strategy and SFPs. That's what I do. I see the breakout, I long. Okay, maybe it breaks down, I short. So if price breaks the trend, I short. It's easy to do this on the smaller time frames because you're just following your strategy. You don't have to count the waves and measure them from a Fibonacci perspective. Oh, this one is invalidated. Why? B went too deep. It's not a flat. It just takes too long for me to try and do Elliott wave theory on the smaller time frames. It's just not my preference. Okay, I like to use a trading strategy on the smaller time frames. That's it. Just focus on the trading strategy. SFP the highs, I get in, for example. Okay, breaks the trend, I long. Lose the trend, I short. If I have a naked point of control and I see that, I long. It's simple. You just follow your trading strategies. Okay, you'll see scalpers don't give a shit about Elliott wave theory. Okay, my brother trades the 5 second, 10 second, 15 second time frame. He doesn't care about counting waves. He's just like, it happens too quick. Anyways. 1 minute. It is the 1 minute time frame is really nice to practice your trading strategy. Like the D line that I've just shown you. Yeah, on the larger time frame, you can see the D line breakouts, for example. Okay. It's nice to practice these strategies on the smaller time frames with $1 or $5. Just practice the strategy to get data and to see the consistency and to see if it's a profitable strategy. That is really nice on the smaller time frames because things happen faster. But you can also reverse price action and put it on 2 or 3 times speed or 10 times speed. You can also just reverse price action and practice your trading strategies. What is the time? Okay, I almost need to go. I still have a little bit of time left. Okay. Can global news affect Elliott wave theory on higher time frame? Usually, I have seen that Elliott wave theory will kind of predict the big move before it happens. So what I have seen, and it's not always, guys, like you all know last week what happened. There was a move that happened that I didn't see happening. But I knew based on the 3-wave structures up, there's a chance to take the lows. So price took the lows with a structure that was confusing from an Elliott wave perspective, but it happens, okay? Mostly what I have seen in Elliott wave theory is that price is building up a spring. It builds up 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and then great news comes out. The war is over. Okay, Hamas is open. No one has to worry about fuel prices anymore. And then that happens. Okay, and then it creates the 4 5s, 4 5s, 4 5s here to the upside. So the structure from an Elliott wave perspective told us that this is a possibility. So from an Elliott wave perspective, you can trade it to say that, well, I know that this is a possibility and a probability. So what I do as a technical trader is to say that, well, I know what's the invalidation for the scenario. Okay, so you can trade it before it happens. That's the point that I'm trying to make. If this is nested 1-2s building up and it's going to get a spring here to the upside, I know exactly where the invalidation is for the scenario. So you can build a position in the zone. So even with this retracement, let's say you build a position in this zone, you're targeting higher levels. That is your invalidation. Price is not allowed to take this low. If price is going to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 and fling here to the upside, well, that's how you trade it. If price falls down, stops you out, then you know, okay, well, it wasn't nested 1-2s. Maybe it's a leading diagonal, then it's going to bounce to the upside. Anyways, the point that I'm trying to make is that often technical traders will get in before the big move. Because from an Elliott wave perspective, it showed them that there's the potential for that move to the upside. The news will then give us the big move. But from an Elliott wave perspective, I knew it was a possibility. And it's tradable. You just have to have your invalidations in place. Simple. Devil, tell your brother to join you live and share his experience. He was here in my room once when I did a live stream, and I kept on waving at him to come and join, come and join. He does not want to be in front of the camera. I don't think many people realize that it is very intimidating going live on YouTube with hundreds and thousands of people watching you if you're not used to it. Okay, you think you might be able to do it until the light starts shining and the camera looks you in the eye and you're I remember my first days. I was very nervous. I was very nervous doing my first live streams, and that's why I started with video updates, just to get rid of the nerves, and you can edit the mistakes out where you laugh at yourself making mistakes and falling over your words. But I can just imagine for someone that's never been, it's like public speaking almost. You have to compare it. I think there's the best way is to compare it to public speaking. If you get nervous speaking in front of a crowd of people, I think he's in that boat. Okay, that's the reason he doesn't want to be in front of camera. He feels it's too much for him. He's fine typing a comment here in the live stream. Everyone's fine with that. But to be here on camera, sharing with people how you trade, there's an element of not just sharing the knowledge that you have, but also the skill to talk to hundreds of people. My God, Devil Brother seems like to be like his evil trading twin. He is. I remember receiving many times. I remember receiving messages from him. He'll send me a screenshot, $10 or $5. He sends me a screenshot in the morning, $10 in his trading account. I'm like, okay. And then in the afternoon, he sends me another screenshot, $100 or $500. Okay, that's what he loves to do. He likes to take small amounts and trade it up, and then he withdraws it, and then he'll wait for another day. But he doesn't do it every day because it takes a lot of work. It's a lot of staring at your screen, headache, going to bed with a headache because you've been so super focused. You're tired, you're drained after that day when you do scalping the way that he does it. So I think he most probably scalps, and then he takes like a 5-day break, and then he scalps again, but he also waits for the right market conditions. Yeah, I saw in the move went on ADA. Okay, guys, what I want to discuss from an interesting perspective. Let's discuss, and I do have a bullish count, a bearish count, but today I'm going to discuss the bullish count on Ethereum. Let's discuss the bullish count on Ethereum. Okay, I am here on the logarithmic scale because I'm looking at long time ago historical price action. I might even have to go to the 3-day chart. Okay, the most bullish case scenario that I see on ETH, and maybe in the next live stream I'll show you the bearish case scenario. So please don't look at the scenario and say this is definitely going to happen. Okay, there is a bearish case scenario, but there's a high probability for the scenario to play out because it hasn't been invalidated, and the invalidation is actually quite far away. So this is not the index chart on ETH. I have done the analysis here on the Bybit chart, but price action actually comes here from lower down. Price action comes from lower down. So on the 3-day chart, remember this is high time frame analysis, I can see a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, which gives you a wave 1 for ETH. And the reason this makes sense, and the reason why ETH has given us a poor performance during the previous bull market, is because it has been correcting this impulse. It has been correcting, can you guys see, the impulse? So the reason maybe why it gave us such a poor performance during the previous bull market is because it wasn't ready for wave 3 yet, which is the most bullish wave. It wasn't ready yet because it still needed to correct this impulse. Okay, and the best way for me to count this impulse or this correction is a W, a X, and a Y. Okay, 3-wave structure in a W, WXY inside of X, and an A, B, and it's now completing a C wave here to the downside to form wave number 2. So what this bullish case scenario basically shows you is that when it decides to rock and roll, it's going to fly to the upside. So I can put some targets in here, and unfortunately I don't have this low over here. I need to check the index chart, but $20,000, $30,000 during the next third leg is definitely a possibility. That's going to be where we see the face melting price action from ETH that we've been waiting for and we didn't get. Okay, so based on the bullish case scenario, the only thing that I can think of is the reason why did ETH not pump? Why was ETH so boring in most altcoins? Why did we not see that altcoin season that we've been wanting to see? Okay, is because it was busy correcting. It has an impulse. It needs to correct the impulse before it gets continuation. Okay, the same with XRP. I'm not sure if any of you have XRP as well. I sold my XRP many years ago, and then I bought back. I bought back at a specific level, and of all the altcoins that pumped during this stupid altcoin season, if you even want to call it that, was ETH and XRP made me the most money. So maybe, okay, it needs to correct. I just want to see something here. I need to redo this on the index chart, guys, so I can see all the price action. Okay, so, whoops. The next target, that's going to be brutal. It's going to be absolutely brutal. You can see where ETH is currently finding support. Can you guys see that? ETH is currently finding support at the 0.618. Okay, so from a logarithmic perspective, if ETH does not find support here, the next level to the downside is $977. So that's how brutal it can get. But you can see I have a box here where I think ETH can find its feet. And it's a big box. I know it's a big box. But the upwards potential is massive. This is massive. I just want to see what happens if I go to regular. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. I just want to make sure. Sorry, guys. I might have those targets wrong. Let me just do this. Okay. Let me go back. The targets that I've shown you is actually on the regular scale. I didn't put my fib on logarithmic. I usually already have it on log. I don't know why it does that. Okay. So now this looks a little bit better. Okay. On the logarithmic fib extensions, the 0.618 at $1,429 is a level. Then you have the 0.7 at 1,072. Okay, so I would say this zone looks interesting for a bounce on the log scale. And I do trust the log scale on the higher time frames because it makes more sense from an analysis perspective, because it caters for percentage moves instead of price movements. So this, let me do that. There we go. Now that for me is a very interesting accumulation zone for ETH. Just can't see the volume in there. Because this could be some sort of corrective structure here. It could be a WXY, it could be an ABC. And remember guys, this is the bullish case scenario, is that ETH finds its feet and you get an explosion like we've been waiting for. Easy $20,000-$30,000 ETH. Easy. Because the third wave is it's more aggressive than this. The third wave, way more aggressive than this. So ETH has formed a 1, a 2, and it shoots up in a third wave. Just imagine that this is the 1 minute time frame or the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so I'm looking for a 5-wave move up. Okay, remember price came from further down. I just don't have the data here on the chart, but I'm looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great, I see a 5-wave move. The correction is going very sideways. It's not going deep. The correction is going very sideways. Now, after an impulse, when you have a correction that goes sideways, it increases the probabilities that it's corrective and it's going to go up again in a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It forms a bigger impulse to the upside. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is basically the bullish case scenario here on the price of ETH. I know there's another target that I can identify here. So A, let's take it from here. A, B. Okay, there's some more targets. It's currently smacking the 1-to-1 extension. So basically what I'm trying to measure is A, B gives you C wave targets. Okay, the one that I've just shown you is the WXY targets. It's the targets for Y. These targets are the targets for the C wave inside of the Y. Okay, it's currently consolidating here at the 1-to-1 extension, so it could get a bounce. Definitely, it's at a level of interest. Next area, 1.236, 1.382, very common. Okay, it can go down to the 1.618. But I mean, this is the 3-day time frame. You're going to wait forever for those levels. Okay. So I hope you guys found that interesting. Just a little bit of analysis on ETH. I will share the bearish case scenarios or alternative scenarios as well. I just today, because I had it there on ETH, I just wanted to talk about that scenario that could unfold. And just want to see something else. Ka-ching. Okay, I see Andy is starting to post some updates inside of the community. So remember, guys, I will be doing the reason I did a longer live stream today is because Andy won't do a live stream today. He's inside of the community. And then next time I'm going to be inside of the community and Andy's going to do a longer live stream. So you're only going to see us once a day now. Okay, and if you don't want to miss out on any alpha and what is happening inside of the community, okay, there is my command center on Telegram. Select that link. You'll see a little start button. It's very, very straightforward, guys. Very straightforward. Okay. And I'll send you, and you can, select the option whether you want to join the community, ask a question, and the minimum requirement, if you want free access to the community, is that you need to sign up with one of my links, my affiliates, make a minimum deposit of $500, which is your money to trade with. You're not giving it to me. It's your $500 to trade with. And then you'll get access to the community for free. Okay. And, right. Let me see if there are any other comments, questions. Hi, XR, please. Okay, well done on Ethereum, man. Mac, absolute pleasure. Moon boots for ETH. Okay. It's amazing looking at ETH also. Thank you. 1,000 was last low. 1,000 was the last low. Yeah, but remember, guys, you have to consider where it's coming from, okay? Because when you're a long-term investor, you don't care whether it's taking the previous bear market, bull market lows, or whatever the case might be, okay? You know the potential for the next move. Because if this is a wave 1, and wave 3 carries the highest amount of volume, they are notoriously prone to shoot to the stars way more than wave 1, for example, because usually in an impulsive structure, this is what the structure looks like. Okay, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the most powerful wave. It carries the highest amount of volume, and it melts faces. Okay, it really melts. It's the best wave to trade. So on the scenario that I've just shared with you is that it's here. ETH is here somewhere. Can you guys see that? Wave 1. 1. It's busy with 2. It doesn't matter how deep it goes. It's the next move that's going to be the best move to be in from an Elliott wave. This is the best move to be in. And this is scary. I know this is scary because it's the correction for the impulse. So it makes a 3-wave. Okay, but ETH is more sideways. Okay, you can see ETH is a little bit more sideways, which is actually better. So guys, remember, I'm not saying this is going to play out. I'm just sharing with you the bullish case scenario. This is one scenario of what could happen. It does, however, explain a little bit. Remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, please do your own research. But I was looking for a reason why ETH and most altcoins were so bearish during this bull cycle. Why were they so bearish? Why did ETH not go up and melt our faces like it did during 2020? Why didn't it do that? Because now it makes sense. Well, if this is a 1, it makes sense that it is correcting this impulse, and that's why it just hovered. It's still correcting. It's coming. So maybe the next bull season or the next 4-year, bull cycle, that's where it's going to say, hello, I'm back. I wasn't here last time, but now I'm back at the party, okay? Now, this is most probably where things are going to get really ugly. Now, you can imagine if it forms a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say this plays out. It forms a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When it gets here, now that is the question. What is going to happen here? Because remember, after an impulse, price has to correct itself. Is it going to smack 100K, 80K, and then fall back to $1,000? I don't know. Okay, but that's not for this scenario. That's not the problem. That's not the now problems I have to worry about. Right, remember to smash up that like button if you haven't done so already. I've been here for, how long have I been in this stream? 3 hours, 3-hour live stream here on a Friday. I hope you guys are having fun. And moon boots for ETH. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to play out, but it's a scenario that could potentially play out. And then maybe what I'll do is during each of these live streams, I'll have a altcoin or two prepared already that I can talk about. Okay. We can talk about XRP. I know a lot of people have eyes on XRP. A lot of people have eyes on Link. So the top 10. We can start talking about the top 10 because more people are interested in those ones. If I'm going to start talking about an altcoin that's low market cap of 100 mil, I'm going to lose people's attention. Okay, so maybe I'll do that next time. I'll look at a couple of other altcoins as well. Link is an interesting one. Doge, the dinosaur ones. What else is there? ICP, XRP. I have a list. We can look at those. SUI. I know a lot of people have SUI as well. Gold. I can look at gold. I can look at the S&P 500. I can look at the Nasdaq. I did look at the Nasdaq yesterday. And I also looked at, I know, and this is typically one that no one will be interested in. I looked at CRV yesterday because I saw it had a massive move to the upside. And I analyzed it. And I was just like, oh, it's at resistance at the moment. It has to break the trend to continue. But here you can see CRV, for example, very simple technical analysis, no Elliott wave theory, broke out of this pennant. Great move to the upside. Okay, build another pennant, broke out, but it broke out in a three-wave structure. It needed a 4 and a 5, where the retracement the retracement would have been interesting for a long. I'm not sure if any of you have CRV. I just saw the massive breakout yesterday, and I was like 16-17% move to the upside. I was like, well, what I would like to see, okay, on the daily time frame is that it needs to break above this little trend that I have over here. It did close a daily candle above. Next area of resistance is at 37 cents. So if you do attempt a position in the zone, that is a great profit taking area because you can see the resistance. But I mean, structurally, it's in a very dangerous place. Okay, this is what I don't like about CRV. You are potentially, if you are interested in this coin, okay, you are literally buying at the lows. Look at this. It's holding on by a thread, the lows. It's literally holding on. And if it loses this level, it's going into price discovery in the wrong direction. You do not want to be here. Okay, project's most probably dead. So price needs to go sideways. Anyways, that's some of the analysis that I will start providing inside of these long live streams. We can look at some alts. We can look at the S&P 500. We can look at gold. We can look at oil. I did some analysis here on... This was done ages ago, where I did the cup and handle. Cup, handle, first target got hit to perfection. The first target got hit for this move. First target got hit, massive rejection to the downside. And then this was my logarithmic target. It hit both targets. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Took a while. First found support again at the neckline. Beautiful support at the neckline. And now it's back in price discovery, but it is getting very oversold at the moment. I am expecting, okay, a cool off very soon here on the Nasdaq. And unfortunately with these assets is that Bitcoin has not been following them to the upside, but it has been following them to the downside. So, okay, let's see how this unfolds. Because this could be the completion of a larger 5-wave structure. This could be your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and perhaps the Nasdaq is forming a larger corrector structure for continuation, or it's done, okay? And it comes back all the way to support. $26,000, 375, give or take. So just want to see what weekly RSI is doing. Yeah, it can still cool back up, still high up. Anyways, right, so I just quickly want to check something here, just to let everyone know who is going to do what on Monday. I just quickly want to check something here. Okay, deal live. So Andy live. So Andy will be live on Monday and I will be inside of the community. I had to work out a little schedule for us so that we don't get confused. Okay. Andy will be either doing a video update or a live stream on Sunday and on Monday. And then I will be in the community on Monday. I will be live on Tuesday. Okay. But Andy's focusing on the community today and I am here on YouTube, and then we're going to rotate next week, right? Let me go through some more comments. Having fun here with the community today. Alts didn't move because BTC finished bull run on apathy, not euphoria. Yeah, I mean the pi cycle top indicator didn't even flash. I was waiting for the pi cycle top indicator to flash. No flashy. There was no flashy. No flash. Can you look at gold, please? Difficult. I will. But I don't know if I'm going to have time for it today. Difficult to have to work that out, but still catch a lot of info. Love it. Gold is most important after Bitty for analysis. Okay, guys. So I mean, it seems that a lot of people are interested in commodities. So oil, silver, gold, maybe copper. Okay, just let me, in the community, you guys can let me know during these long live streams, what would you like myself and Andy to focus on? Obviously, Bitcoin. There's no, two ways about Bitcoin, because I do make 99% of my gains from Bitcoin. But if there's anything else that you feel that is worth talking about, that that many people will be interested in, okay, let us know in the community, and we will include. I mean, these are long live streams, guys. We can have some material ready. We can talk about it. We can analyze it together instead of just focusing on Bitcoin. So, Trump's birthday in 2 days. Okay. What is your plan for now? My plan for now has already been explained in detail. Okay. I'm looking for a short, a little bit further up, or I'm looking for the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and the green line here below is where I'm looking for a long. It's as simple as that. Okay, but it's actually it's not just that little line. It's a bigger box. It's a slightly bigger box. Do I have it here? No, there's not that shorting opportunity. But basically, in summary, because maybe you joined the stream a little bit late, if price continues to fall down, okay, yes, it would be great to get an SFP from that pivot inside of my green box. That is definitely an area I will be paying attention for long. Okay, but if it does go deeper, unfortunately, this entire zone is a longing zone. If this is a leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leading diagonal. Okay, correction, continuation. First short opportunity for me is here, which is the closest to price action. But remember, guys, I will keep the community up to date. It's not to say that it's only Andy's day today, that I'm not going to do anything in the community. Okay, I can still post. I did post this morning in the community. If I see a trading opportunity and I want to execute a trading opportunity, and I am in front of my computer and I have Telegram open, I'll let the community know, because that's what I do. Last night when I entered the short, I let the community know. When I there's been a lot of trades. When I entered this short at the naked point of control, I let the community know. Okay, so I will let the community know. That's where we do the updates during the day as price develops, because something might change and it changes my mind. If you guys want to be part of the community, okay, send me a message on my command center. Go here onto Telegram, click start. That's where you can join the community. And also, if you want to give 2bit a try, I really enjoy trading on 2bit. If you want to give 2bit a try, it is available in a lot of regions. If you want to give 2bit a try, link down in the description. This is the pro version, which is available in more regions. It's available in more regions because this is the pro version. The normal version of 2bit is not available everywhere. It's also not as good as the pro version. I prefer the pro version. Link down in the description for 2bit if you want to give it a go. Okay, legends, I have unfortunately run out of time. It's been more than 2 hours here live with you guys in the chat. Thank you so much for joining this long live stream. Next time, we'll find some more interesting things to talk about. We'll look at more commodities, equities. We'll look at some other charts. And have yourselves an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for joining. If you've been here for the entire 3 hours and 11 minutes, congratulations, hats off, okay? And I will see you all in the next one. For the community members, I know Andy is posting some updates and I might jump in as well. Have yourselves an amazing day. Until the next one, cheers for now.